What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. It's the Sports Web. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about on a happy Monday night here as we get you ready for what else? The Evolution of Sports Talk Television live here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram Live, and Twitter. How do we start off this show? As you know them, you love them, you got to have them. So here it is. Bring the passion, bring our excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. On tonight's show, we will have Louie from the Frozen Pirate podcast coming on with us, talking about what else your Tampa Bay Buccaneers may have. Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay, may have Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire on with us, talking about Simeon Rice, congratulations to Simeon Rice becoming the 16th member in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history to be inducted into the Ring of Honor. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. So Simeon Rice, I mean, that's the question for the night. Do you have a Simeon Rice memory? What do you think of the induction? Should it have been somebody else? We'll hear from Simeon Rice. At 8:30, we will have El Bushman of the Rays Rewind podcast as we try to talk Rays baseball as they lost 2 out of 3 to one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball, the Florida Marlins. Gotta love that. Gotta love it, right? Rays up. And by the way, last check here with Rays baseball, they are losing 3-0 and have a grand total of 1 hit. So we'll talk with him at 8:30, as I know there's some Rays fans out there. And then at 9 o'clock, we will talk with the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scott and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. And we'll take your phone calls, as always, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Tim, let's go out to him. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you.
Oh, yeah.
Go Bucs. Emily Stalker, thank you very much for tuning in. Go Bucs to you.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
Yeah.
How about them Bucs, baby?
Yeah. There you go, right there. Let's go out to Michael. He says, go Blake. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Victory!
There's your victory right there. Let's go out to KR. Hey, Peter. Hey, go Bucs. Yeah, the Rays are just disappointing right now. Shaking my head. Also, congrats to Mr. Rice and the Ring of Honor mention today. Absolutely agree with that. Whoa, look at this. Jason Powers on Sports podcast, my tag team partner of the world, saying LFG. So LFG to you.
Wait up, little boy.
Yeah.
Wait up.
How about that? Love that. Anthony Joseph says Bucs Nation is strong, my friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So again, open phone lines. Want to hear from you. What do you think about Simeon Rice? Before we get out to Louis from the Frozen Pirate podcast, let's hear from Mr. Simeon Rice today. And the emotion is there, Bucs fans. And if you don't remember Simeon Rice on the microphone, he's just amazing. But this is heartfelt. You got to love this as a Bucs fan here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Enjoy.
When you all played that video, the tears are from my parents. I don't know if I really ever reconciled my father passing away, but that's okay. I poured my heart into the sport. And if you know me, and I know some of the media that watched me play, I would be at practice 10:30 at night, working on what you've seen on this video. A lot of people thought, because it came so easy for me, that I was just talent. But what a lot of people didn't know, that's outside the purview of the sport, is that's all that meant anything to me. I never wanted to be a basketball player, and I was really good at it. Never wanted to do anything else. I wanted to run track a little bit, but the only thing that mattered to me was playing football. And I love this game. And it's how I celebrated my mother and father. They're not with me now, but that's okay. They hurt with my spirit. The whole time I was like, I'm not going to cry, but because I don't want to give anybody my deepest feelings. I love the game of football. I loved it a lot. And I didn't know how much it really meant to me until I see my little son, James, sitting over there watching me, because he never got a chance to see it, but his grandparents did. And football was a game for me where I wanted to honor my mother and father. I wanted to make our name mean something. And I think I got that accomplished.
So how about that? So Simeon Rice today getting emotional. You got to love that, Bucs fans. For me, he's always the missing piece. He's always the thing. He's always that missing piece. He's always that player that comes over from Arizona and transforms that defense, right? He is. Because you can't double up on him and double up on Warren Sapp. You can't do that. And that guy was just a monster. You look at his numbers, and again, we'll get out to Louis in just a moment. And this is the 50th season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 69.5 sacks in 6 seasons in Tampa Bay from 98 to 2005. He amassed a league best 101.5 sacks. Okay, and that's outpacing Pro Football Hall of Fame contemporaries Michael Strahan, Jason Taylor. From 2001 to 2005, Rice recorded at least 11 sacks in each season, becoming one of the only 5 players in NFL history, ladies and gentlemen, at the time to post double-digit sacks in 5 consecutive years for the same team. So once again, congratulations to Simeon Rice. All right, let's go out to the comments, and then we'll get out to our guests because we got Louie, and we also got Harry the Greek. Let's go out to the Green Queen herself. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. With the $9.99 super chat there on YouTube. Of course, YouTube super chats, Facebook stars are open. If you love the content, give to it. Let's go out to Pitch Grid Pod. How's it going with y'all? How's it going with you? Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television.
Oh, yeah.
And let's go out to KR Facts. He helped make the Bucs defense elite. Deserve the honor for him. And Simeon Rice is a legend. Absolutely. So if you guys have great Simeon Rice memories, if you want to talk about him being inducted into the Ring of Honor, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. So without further ado, let's get my co-host on. Here we go. Professional handicapper extraordinaire. He makes a damn good cheeseburger too, because we got to visit yesterday. I fixed his camera, so hopefully that camera is fixed. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television, my friend. How you doing?
What's up, my little brother? No, I didn't. I'm not on the camera tonight. I just got home from work. You know how that works. So
Yes,
I just had to throw on a little giddy up. What's going on, little brother?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Great food yesterday. Great conversation. We finally got a chance to hang out. And, of course, we're talking about Simeon Rice being inducted into the Ring of Honor. Once again, welcome to the Sports Web here on a Monday night.
Yeah, Simeon Rice. Can't believe it. Sounds good. Well, I mean, I can't believe it. It's
Illinois
great.
guy. Illinois guy for you. You're a Chicago guy. Illinois, I mean, he was great at Illinois. He was great in his rookie year for the Arizona Cardinals. Kind of fell off a little bit and then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and really transformed his career. And I believe he's a Hall of Famer because when you put those numbers up there with the greats of Michael Strahan and Jason Taylor, and he's outpacing those players, to me, he belongs in the Hall. Where do you lie on this?
Yeah, he should go to the Hall of Fame. But I thought didn't he play for Arizona prior?
He did play for Arizona,
Yeah,
yes.
He had buddy, let me tell you something. He was really good in Arizona. I mean, people don't give him that much, credit for it.
Yes. Agree. No, completely agree. All right, I got myself a gun this morning, so let me go out to him. Yeah. All right, let's go out to Louie.
What do you hear? What do you say?
Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Welcome to the evolution of sports talk television as we talk Simeon Rice. Once again, national media disrespect of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're not going to believe this, Bucs fans. And NFL changing their rules when it comes to playoff seeding. So many things to talk about. And you also got the Tampa Bay Rays to talk about if you want to. If you want to be frustrated like me or get white and gray hair like I got, go ahead and do that. But welcome to the evolution of Sports Talk Television, Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast.
How you guys doing?
Man,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Louis.
You doing good? Doing good. Just duck down just a little. Well, let me just see that shot there. Duck down just a little bit there. Yeah, just a little bit. You know, we got to produce on air. There we go. There we go. And by the way, if you don't know, this man has the Frozen Pirate Podcast now on the Sports Web Network on Thursday nights at what time? 8 o'clock, my friend?
We're trying to shoot for 7:30 because we know we got some early birds out there, and we I actually Leo is going to be joining us. I gave him a time slot, so for all the early birds out there, well, people who are going to bed early, we started at 7:30, trying to do 7, but I think 7:30 is okay. And you never know who's going to show up. I'm working on a couple of guests for this Thursday, and it should be fun. And we're going to be talking about the Buccaneers, and then we'll do the exciting segment of State of the South, where I'm going to have a fan from every team in our division come in and just kind of chime in and see what kind of nonsense they have to say, and then I'll have to put them all in line. So,
all right, I want to talk Simeon Rice here. Let's go out to the comments here really quick, though. Mike says that the league is going to change the playoff structure. They might as well move it back to a 16-game schedule. I guess we could start right there. I mean, we heard that they're going to change, and it's just because of the Lions and, you know, what happened, I guess last year. I mean, I don't know why the Lions are doing this, but, you know, why are the Lions doing this? Why is the NFL considering this, Harry the Greek? Because it changes the playoff seeding at the end of the day. Really doesn't matter if you win your division. It kind of matters, but then doesn't. You have to have more wins. So that's kind of, you know, it kind of hurts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers if they don't necessarily have a great record, like they have the 4th seed at 10-7. They get that home game. Now they may not get that because somebody else in another division, say the Minnesota Vikings, have more wins. Is that fair or not?
Give me the rules to that again.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's
no, for real.
Mm-hmm. Well, the rules are.
Is the better record going to have the home?
Yes.
I said that's the way it was supposed to be anyway.
Right. So you're okay with that?
Oh, no, I have no issue with that at all. That's always been a BS kind of rule. I mean, just because you won a division doesn't mean you get to host a playoff game.
Right.
Okay, how many times have we seen teams finish 500 or game below 500, and now they're hosting a team that's got 12 wins? What are you, crazy? Come on.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, listen, we've also seen teams here, Louis, where the Saints are, you know, highly favored. They go there to Seattle 7-9, and guess what happens? Seattle wins. So I get it. Parity is prevalent. It kind of takes it away there. A lot of people disagree. They like the fact of record, anything else, but it also kind of takes away from winning the division, right?
Yes and no. Look, I agree with the new format. I'm okay with it because you should be rewarded for the wins that you get throughout the season. It's hard to win football games. So I don't think it's right that a team goes 8-9 with that's technically a losing record, gets in, they clinch a wild card spot and they clinch home field advantage just because they won a division. I still think they should go even further. I think that they should reformat these divisions and go back to the way it used to be. And I think the playoff seeding and the wins and losses would be a little bit more easier to understand. But in my opinion, I think this is the right thing to do. Teams who have 12 wins should be going on the road week 1 of the playoffs. That's not fair, you know. And now, instead of resting players, now these guys have to go out there and earn their paycheck another week. Yeah, it sucks. You may have an injury. You may not have an injury, but that's the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast, unfortunately. So now that just shows me that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there's no more, you know, doing this 10-6 or whatever it is. Now you got to fight. You got to fight for every win. That's why it's very important for this team to start off fast now and accumulate wins.
Yeah, it goes back to what Todd Bowles said. It's about killer.
I am so on board with
what
this.
he said. Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah, it does. I mean, it starts off with starting fast and, of course, you know, finishing strong and you're not having that lull, if you will, in the middle of the season. And it goes back, Harry, to what Todd Bowles has said the last month and a half. It's about killer instinct. This team has to show more killer instinct. And again, you know, this is being proposed right now. The Lions are behind it. They want to reconfigure the system. listed as a bylaw proposal number 4 on the docket. Detroit's proposal would be 4 division champions, 3 wild cards in each conference to make the playoffs. Those 7 teams would then be seeded strictly by record rather than assigning the top seed to the division winners, which is how it's been done since the merger. With the wild cards to follow, if teams have the same record, being division champion would be the first tiebreaker regardless of head-to-head record. Detroit's proposal in March called for teams then to be reseeded after the first round. So things are changing. They always change when it comes to the National Football League, but I think
I hate change, but that change I like.
You like that
I'm
change?
okay with that change. I said, I think they should go even further. I think they should go back to the way it used to be, like how it was, the NFC Central, the NFC North and East. I think that's a better format. The 4 divisions and stuff like that, I'm kind of over it. I think it needs to go back. But then again, I'm old school when it comes to football, man. So
sure.
I'm just I don't know. And divisions don't even make sense anymore. You look at the AFC East. You have the Dolphins in the East. Why? It just makes no sense.
Well, they've always been in the East, but then you have, of course, you could go put them in the AFC South, but it's always been like that. Geographically,
makes no sense though.
The Bucs are in the NFC South. That made sense, but at the time they were in the Central.
Yeah, against the Bears and Lions. But I'm just saying, all they can do is reformat the divisions, realign the divisions. I get it. They want these rivalries and stuff like that. I get it. But I mean, if the NFL wants to start nitpicking at everything, and I think they should realign these divisions, figure something out, because like on the map, they don't make sense. Like I said, why are the Cowboys in the East if they're in the South? But that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Well, I want to talk more about Simeon Rice.
All right. Well, let's keep
Greek,
on.
Hold on, Greek. I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead, bud.
Nah, no, I'm good, man.
I'm getting my Buccaneer education on y'all. Appreciate that. Green Queen herself, Miss Eagles fan. Pitch Grid Pod, one of Tony Dungy's favorites. Absolutely. Him and Sapp, one of the best D tackles. Duos. Absolutely. Joshua says, I have some mock-ups I messed around with. Forgot to send you, Pete, at the Frozen Pirate. Podcast needs anything, just let me know. Thank you very much. First time hearing about playoff changes. Pitch Grid Pod, I think it might be give even more playing field to other teams. I mean, is it a positive thing for teams out there? I mean, you like the change? Why do you like the change here, Greek?
It's just the better teams.
Okay.
Are going to be playing.
Okay.
Better record teams. I mean, Peter, really think about this for a second.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it just a couple of years ago the Bucs had to go visit the Washington Commanders?
Yes.
Bucs had a better record. Commanders back then, I think they were 500 or just under 500.
Good point.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Even though Tampa won that game.
Right.
Okay. It still worked out for them. But how many better teams have had to go on the road, and because they were penalized that they were in a tougher division and had a substantial amount of wins more, go on the road and lose?
Mm-hmm.
Just shouldn't happen because of what you have to go on the road.
I'm pretty sure of this, and I'm not certain. Don't quote me on this, but 2010, the Bucs finished 10-6. They have more wins at that juncture than I believe the Green Bay Packers. But because the Packers won the division, I believe at that point, and I don't know if this is correct or not, or Arizona, one of those teams, the Bucs missed the playoffs. If this rule is put into effect, Josh Freeman, Raheem Morris, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by LeGarrette Blount and Mike Williams, are in the playoffs. Period.
I think there was another time. Yeah, that's a fair point. And I think there was another team that kind of fell.
And I'm not trying to just banter for the Buccaneers. I'm talking about all of football.
Well, I get that.
It's
ridiculous. It good for football? Is it good for football at this point?
If you're a game under 500, you're even at 500. Look, man, if you got the worst record, you're on the road.
Right. Right.
Just the way it is, especially in the first round of the playoffs.
And again, it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're on the road, that you're basically doomed. Because
no, it doesn't.
By the way, Super Bowl 55 was won on the road, and then eventually the Bucs won it at home because they had to play Washington, they had to play New Orleans, and they had to play Green Bay.
I get it, but you should not be rewarded just because you won your division.
Then what's the point of winning a division then?
there is a point. It's a great question, Pete. If you win a division, that's fine. But when you play in a suck ass division, and I'm just saying that the NFC South it has been.
It was pretty bad.
Okay, and it's been bad. Okay,
Right.
I mean let's just talk about it. I mean it's just you shouldn't. Yeah, you know what? Now you got a point because you had to bring that up.
Of course I do. Of course I do. And guess what? I'm going to go full screen. That's right. I'm a smartass, and that's what I do here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. I give you something to think about. I'm your Rolex reporter, Peter Blake, along with, of course, Louis from the Frozen Pirate podcast and Harry the Greek, professional handicapper extraordinaire. Come on, man. Bring it.
Raspberries.
Yeah, I know. And the salad yesterday.
Even to bring up another team.
Yes.
What year was it that Brady went down with the Patriots? I forgot what year that was. I think it was ACL, right?
What was that? 2008?
Oh, no, not 2008.
No, it wasn't 2008. Was it
2007 maybe?
I believe it was 2000.
Was it 7?
I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive.
I thought 7 they were undefeated.
No, that was
08.
2003 or 2004.
It was somewhere along that time.
No, you know what? It's 2000. It is 08.
Because it was Matt Castle. Well, somebody look this up because he got Google there. But
I think it was I think it was around that time. But what I'm saying is even the Patriots, they went 11-5 that year and they didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not saying that they would have did anything there with Matt Castle, who became a high-priced free agent elsewhere. but they missed out on the playoffs, and that's not fair. You know, teams like that are getting punished because there's bad divisions. I get it. It has to be a winner from every division. That's why I said you have to do away with these 4 divisions in each conference. In my opinion, I really do, because it just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. And you shouldn't reward teams with losing records or
they had to go to 4 divisions because of the expansion, Louis.
Sure. That's what I'm saying.
They had to because of the expansion in the NFL.
Okay.
They had to do that because of the expansion.
Well, let me ask you, do you think
because before there was 5 there were 5 teams, weren't there, Peter? Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was it was what was it, the Bucs, the Lions, the Bears,
Green Bay, Minnesota.
Yeah. Green Bay, Minnesota, Bears, and Bucs, and Lions. So they had to extend it because of expansion. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
all right.
I just think they gotta figure something out with it. It's just kind of Garrett, we're gonna see more things happen in the near future in the next offseason. They're always gonna be tinkering with shit. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. That's all right. We got it. There you go, right there. Let's go out to some of these comments. I think it might give more even playing field for other teams. And we got El Bushman of the Rays Rewind podcast coming up here talking Tampa Bay Rays baseball. Louis, you're more than welcome to chime in, or you can just, go into the green room here. We're going to talk some Rays.
What's there to talk about with the Rays, man?
And yeah, if the NFL playoffs,
I'm going to be a downer when it comes to the Rays. It's just.
Well, then I'm gonna. I guess I'll. I don't know if you want to stay in. You could stay in.
I'll stay in. I don't mind talking about the Rays.
All right. So if the NFL playoffs is going to based on teams' records, then why are we doing it now? I have no idea why they're doing it now. I don't know why they're doing it. What's the point of doing it now? And then let the conspiracy theories run wild. Oh, the Lions are the ones they want the Lions to win because the Lions haven't won and they're so popular right now.
Yeah, but it's just like, how do you justify, say you get, like Greek said, if you get 12 wins, why do you have to go on the road? Not fair.
Because you didn't win in the division.
Yeah, but if there's another team in the division,
it's not right, Pete. It's not right.
It's not right. I mean, believe me, we've been fortunate.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you do bring on the Bushman, you be nice to him. That's my job. Okay, I got seniority here. You can't pick on Evan.
Okay, I'm not going to pick on Evan. Division.
I see him shaking his head in the background. Evan and I have this kind of love for each other. I mean, we could feel it. You feel it, don't you, Evan, back there? Come on, give me a thumbs up, buddy. There you go. That's my Evan.
Division wins won't mean anything
he
but
gave
a
me a
t-shirt
finger. I don't know if it was the thumb, but
I don't know what it is. Sun Devil Dave right there, I believe. Cubs back up 7-6. Marlins defense is just brutal.
I just clap for the Cubs?
You did. Eric, hold off on the call because we're about to go out to El Bushman. That's good.
No, Eric.
Why do y'all think of the Tush Push ban? We're going to get to that. Also,
Did they ban it?
They're thinking about that's another rule that they're
I don't want to talk about it until they ban it.
Well, we'll see. Go by strength of schedule. All right. So remember when the Commanders were 7-8-1, got to host Tampa Bay 11-5 in 2020, and the Bucs won. Yep. Heineke.
Do you know how
almost
you
played
stop
like
the tush push, Pete?
Yeah, you get two big hosses up the middle like Vita Vea and who all Desmond Watson, whoever else you got on this Bucs
You
team.
forget about the hits to the head.
Mm.
That's how you get rid of the tush push. You got a linebacker or safety flying up to the line of scrimmage, timing it just right, and
Yeah.
you just blast the quarterback. You
I
get
like
the
that.
15-yard penalty and say, "Run it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, run it again."
How do you feel about the toothbrush? I feel good about a toothbrush because I used it this morning while I brushed my teeth. So thank you very much. Yes, the tush push. I know what
First
you meant.
time in a week, whether you need a shower or
You
not.
shut up and be
The stuff
quiet.
right there.
Seahawks and Rams this year. Beastquake game. Rams get in. Pitch grid. Louis, it was 2008. 2007, they almost were undefeated. So it is 2008. Remember Giants 9-7 went to Super Bowl. Crazy. Absolutely beat the Bucs in the wild card game there with Eli Manning and Brandon Jacobs. Never forget it. And then went on to beat the Patriots. I believe they should propose a change. Division winners need to finish either 8-1 or 9-8. If you're under 500, you missed the playoffs. Wow. You missed the playoffs. Cubs update. All right, we got the update on the Cubs. Bushman is a Greek guy. I don't know what he is, but he is on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television.
You shake your head no.
You shut up, Mr. L. Bushman of the Rays Rewind podcast. And where do we start, Bush? I mean, we get excited about this team. We're so excited. We can't hide it. It's like a roller coaster ride. And then they go to Miami and they.
World Series.
Well, they just tied it up.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they
Well,
just
give us
tied it up.
the update on the score here, Mr. L. Bushman.
The score's now tied 3-3. The bottom of the sixth, Caballero double to left and Diaz scored.
And
so
no
it's tied
outs,
3-3.
runner on second.
Yeah. So
There you go.
Hey,
Wow. See, there you go.
I mean, I didn't want to be a downer on coming
Well,
on talking about.
Be a downer.
Well, you know, it's Drew and I recorded our show today. It's out right now on at the Sick Podcast Raise Rewind, and we try to go into each show now like trying not to air our grievances about the Rays because it's been so frustrating to talk about them. And what we even addressed that today is like, look, we're not gonna air our grievances out today. We're gonna talk about things, and we talked about. Look, I even like went on Chat GPT to see what kind of trade scenarios that Chat GPT could put up to see what can make the Rays better by the trade deadline, and they didn't really help out. Chat GPT did nothing. So, but I think after the Miami series, which, you know, every time the Rays play the Marlins, it's usually like, hey, we're going to take 2 out of the 3, or hey, we'll win the series against the Marlins. And when they don't, it's like, man, we're not winning against the Marlins. Like, come on, man. Like, are the Marlins like better than what everybody thinks they are? Or are the Rays just that bad? So I don't know, man. It's more of the same. And when we talked about too on the show, which I won't spoil it for everybody, so you need to go to the YouTube page and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Is you know, it's more of the same. Are they better than last year's team? Because at this point in time, I think they were kind of the same, if not a tiny little bit better than last year. But it's more of the same. So it's like it's a record that keeps spinning, but on the same song as we saw last year. So. Do I want to go on Sunday to the 1 p.m. game?
This is done, Sun Devil Dave. We all have to go as a crew here on the.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. We all have to kind of put something together to go as a unit to go to the Rays game. So
yes, we should.
Dave, I probably won't be there this Sunday, but I'm trying to get up there sometime soon. So, but yeah, I mean, it's. I know a lot of people out there are kind of jumping off the Kevin Cash bandwagon, but you know, I think what you have to remember is Kevin Cash has to work with what he has to work with.
Right.
So it can be very frustrating with the type of talent that he has on the field, and the product in the field is just, you know, and here you can agree with me. It's 500 at best, and right now we're under 500. So
I said it'd probably be 500, below 500. But Bushman, I got a good one for you.
Yeah.
Wife and I were up in at a casino up in Jersey. I'm sitting in the sports book, and I don't condone parlays, right? And
Never. By the way, he said that a PSA on the sports web. Don't do parlays because
Oh, Greek, you would have been upset with what I did last year.
well,
I mean, Harry, I've been hitting pretty good on some parlays lately. I mean, that's
Right.
I'm
keep,
up.
keep betting
I'm
your
up.
rays. Keep
I
betting your rays.
will. I will. I'm up on.
But
my-
anyways, just
my
let
account
me
for
tell you.
Hard
Let me tell you about this lovely team we have here in Tampa. They were 0-9 at home, and I
Yeah.
bet them. They had
Yeah.
a 9-game losing streak, and I'm like, they're playing Philadelphia.
Hmm.
I'm going to finish this 14 parlay for an absolute package. Okay. So I'm watching the game. I have them under 9.5 runs, and someone hits a home run in the 8th inning to make them go up 4-1 or 5-1, whatever the hell it was.
Right. 5-1.
2 outs in the 8th. I'm like, all right, Cash, go out there and get this guy, please. Go out there and get this guy. I'm begging you, Cash. He goes out. No, he doesn't go out. Someone goes out there to leave him in the game. I'm like, oh, shit. Dinger. Okay, I can still sweat it. They just have to hold on. Are they going to pull him? Can you bring in Fairbanks just to get the 1 out in the 8th inning? And then pitch the 9th? No, not at all. Not at all.
They bring
No,
in
not at all.
Caminero.
Chumps. Absolute chumps.
First base.
I hope Stu Steinberg, okay, can get maggots crawling out of his you-know-where, okay, because this team, I can't believe it. Really? I bet this team.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't do parlays, Harry. That's why you don't do parlays.
Oh yeah. I know. Thanks for reminding me of it. Thanks for reminding me. But I thought honestly you would get a kick out of that.
I would.
I haven't seen that happen, and I had to look the last time the Rays had a 5-1 lead in the 8th inning that late and lose a game. I implore anybody to look that stat up. It only happened to me.
Well, weren't they 11-0 or something coming into the game when they have the lead after 7?
No, let's go back years.
Well,
this team is dominant with the lead going into the 9th inning.
As a manager, and I've defended Kevin
by that many runs, they don't lose.
Well, but you don't put in Junior Caminero at first base, who's never played it, because what happens, and I go where, what Alex is talking about, Alex Nunster has called this show, who wants Cash's head because he makes some stupid decisions. I have defended Cash because it's ownership for me.
There's nothing wrong with Cash.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Cash. I mean, look, managers make bonehead decisions. It's normal. It's baseball. So, right. You want to defend him, but you have to defend him. But it's like, hey, look, it's baseball. You're going to make mistakes, but I think we need to be more concerned about just like the product on the field that's actually on the field playing the game, not the manager that's managing the team. And that's where when people say, "Oh, Cash is the worst manager," it's like,
no, he's not.
He's not, because he's doing what he can with the product that he has on the field. Listen, if he had the type of lineups that the Yankees have, the Dodgers have, the Padres have, it'd be a different story. We'd be talking about how the Rays are in first place and they're winning so many games, that because it's the talent that they have. So when you have a team that has, broken players, broken toys from other teams that are trying to, fill some stop gaps and put a Band-Aid on something, you have to work with what you have. And right now, Cash is working with some broken toys that are filling in the stops with guys that are, on the IL, or they're just not performing to the level that they have. I mean, it's a nice welcome back to see Josh Lowe in the lineup. I mean, he's been hitting well ever since he got back up here. Well, let's see if he continues that before hopefully he doesn't get injured again. But, for other guys in the lineup that aren't producing, it's what do we, you almost have to come to the point of, what are we doing here? What are we doing at this point if we're just seeing the same product as we were last year? Because that's what it seems like. I mean, I think all of you can agree with me is we're seeing the same exact team last year, even though it's different guys. I mean, we have a lot of new guys on the team, but we're just seeing the same thing. And one of our biggest traits, or the biggest things about the Rays, is the rotation. The rotation has been at best. I mean,
but you know what? Seriously, I need to interject here, and that's where I think the star has been the rotation. I think the issue has been in the bullpen and just a little lacking a couple of sticks. Let's talk about old-fashioned baseball. Get them on, get them over, get them in. They're not doing that. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not playing Rays type of baseball. I mean, I like to call it small ball, but the
Mhm.
Rays, I didn't say the Rays invented that, but they mastered that type of game plan.
Right.
And don't forget bullpen games, the whole 9 yards. Their starting rotation's been pretty decent, especially with the uncertainty on how some of these players
Well,
are going to come
after
back
the
and
start
play this
yesterday
year.
with Boz, yesterday with another tough start yesterday, and
Well,
then
I got to give you the numbers.
and Bradley too. I'm almost kind of like, okay, I'm kind of almost frustrated too. It's like, look, Joe Boyle's down in the minors, man, just tearing it up. Like bring him up to help out.
They
And
need 2 relievers and 2 sticks, and this team would be just over 500.
well,
Well,
then
until then-
you gotta trade somebody away. I mean, Littell's value right now. Littell to me is the odd man out in the rotation right now. His value is you're not going to get that.
You know what? Bring up Eloy Jimenez.
You
Let-
can't,
Oh,
you can't
yes.
now. You can't now. He's on the IL.
So why? Because
Oh, he got hurt against.
Achilles a tendonitis. He's on the IL.
Oh, wait a minute.
And the
He was probably running one out half speed to first base.
water is wet. Eloy Jimenez is hurt, and Stu still hasn't spent any money.
timetable is they don't know when he's going to be back. So now he's shelved for how many weeks or months.
Right.
So that big bat is no longer available.
I didn't know that. But they really they need the difference between this team being 4 or 5 games over 500 right now are 2 sticks and probably 2 relief pitchers. That's just an opinion. They need a better setup.
No, I can agree with you on that. That's where you and I see eye to eye on things, Harry. You may not think that.
Say it again. Hey, don't say it yet. Stop. Don't say it yet. Hold on. What was that, buddy?
I said you and I think about things kind of the same when we do see eye to eye some things.
Yeah, we see that, baby. Look, you and me, Bush, right here, eyes to eyes.
I going out to Kyle's comment. Hate to tell me like they're gonna be in 4th place. I never said they were gonna be above that. I mean, right now they are a 4th place team. They're nowhere climbing above. So I mean, I agree with you, dude. I mean, I may have projected them early on to win over 90 games, but that's not happening anymore. So I'll probably lose my prop bet that I did early in the season.
Probably will. Now, Baz in May, by the way, 19.2 innings, 30 hits, 6 home runs allowed, 12 and 10 K and walk ratio, and a 9.60 ERA and 2
Put him in the bullpen.
whip.
That's how you fix them.
I mean,
you don't have to send them down. Put him in the bullpen, make him either a long reliever or a setup guy for an inning. That's it. And then you want to see someone get better? Trust me, it works. All the teams in Major League Baseball do that with struggling starters. Even with great starters that weren't even struggling. You want me to give you a couple?
Go for it.
Okay. How about one left-handed pitcher, Chris Sale from the Chicago White Sox when he came up? Started out in the bullpen. How about the latest one that just went to the Boston Red Sox out of Chicago? He was also another bullpen guy. When they figure it out, they get ready. Michael Kopech. They started him. Remember, got injured. They made him a reliever. All of a sudden, they started making him a starter. I mean, I'm just giving you Chicago White Sox pitchers. The list goes on and on and on. If you're struggling as a starter and you want to find it and you don't want to send them back down, right to the bullpen.
I see, Harry. Another thing we agree on, like put him as a long reliever. Put him in as a long reliever. Put him in as a setup man, and put him in that way. His confidence can get back to where it was. And then I think they did that a couple of years ago, or and they did it a lot with Andy Sonnenstein. They did that with him.
That was a perfect example.
Yeah, they did that with a lot of pitchers too. Like Wade Davis was a perfect example. Starting pitcher, but then became a superstar, like relief pitcher once they put him in the bullpen. Like so
unhittable.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think Boz would be great as putting him in the bullpen because it would give your bullpen a bolster, which they need it right now because they just gave up a homer. So the Astros are taking the lead right now 4-3. So I don't know what Kevin Cash and Eric Neander need to do. I mean, we're now in the middle of May, and it's now the next few weeks are going to really kind of tell you how this team is going to be the rest of the way, because I mean, they're playing teams that have got winning records. And honestly, man, the next couple of weeks is going to tell you if this team is going to be competitive, if that after the All-Star break or maybe nearing it, to where, if they do make any moves. I don't think, let me retract the statement I had a few weeks ago where I said they're going to make a big splash at the trade
I
deadline.
remember that. I was going to
I'm gonna as they do in some movies, especially in nowadays with like requels and sequels, I'm gonna retcon what I say about making big splashes. If they're like this by the trade deadline, you're not going to see what you saw last year with.
You're going to see selling.
No, I see a couple of moves, but they're probably small at best. But you're not going to see the type of like moves they did last year. Now you'll see probably guys like Brandon Lau gone, maybe Yandy Diaz gone, but it's not going to be as fire sellish as it was last year.
Right.
But if they're like this by trade deadline, you're going to see Lau and Yandy gone. They'll be gone.
By the way, Eloy Jimenez, it's a right Achilles tendonitis.
Yeah.
He's actually hurt that Achilles before.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, again, 348 with 815 OPS the whole season.
What was he batting?
348 with the 815 OPS in 11 games leading up to his IL stint, and then for the whole season, 270 with 2 home runs, 8 doubles, 12 runs, 26 RBIs, 13 walks, 28 strikeouts. And, you know, you look at the numbers here, Bush.
Yeah.
And they're good with runners in scoring position. But the other category, if you look at their numbers, they're good with runners in scoring position. So it's not like last year. They're just not scoring enough runs. And you go back to tonight, you know, there's some innings where you're getting 1 hit, 2 hit. I get it. Pitchers are strong, but when you're putting Jansen out there, he can't hit. When you got
hey, he had a home run tonight.
Well, he had a home run tonight.
He had a 2-run homer tonight. I mean, hey.
There you go. Well, there you go. So maybe that could lead to something, you know. And Yorvat, he got a hit. I mean, the hell is frozen over at this point. You've got just these guys. They've got position players in minor league baseball. Why not bring them up? I understand it's the Rays way.
They can't bring them up, Pete. It's all about this. First off, when you got the cheapest owner in baseball.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
And if you bring him up, and I could be wrong.
Where's Ray Kennedy, by the way? Because we all know he's the.
I think if they bring him up before the All-Star break, it counts as a year into their rookie deal. Or something.
You might be correct because then the clock starts ticking.
I think it's mid-August. I think the clock doesn't tick the season if it's mid-August or something like that. I'm almost positive.
Because after the All-Star break, once they get into like August and September, they have the roster expansion where you can bring up guys where it won't count to their the service time.
And that's why they don't do it, Pete.
That's why they don't do it.
Right.
Because technically, look, the guys that they have there that you want to replace, you kind of have to have them there right now because like the Taylor Walls of the world, he has to be there until Ha-Sung Kim may come back in June or July or whatever. So you have to have him there for right now. If you bring somebody up in the minors Carson Williams isn't ready yet, but hypothetically, if you wanted to bring him up, the clock is ticking on him once you bring him up. Now, when rosters is expand in August, September, you can bring him up as an extra roster spot. But if you did it now, they wouldn't want to do that. There'd be no way.
Right. All right. So some bright spots here. There's not a lot of them.
Here's a bright spot. At least we're not the Orioles. I mean, at least we're not Baltimore.
Were you surprised by that? Because you're 2 years removed from being manager of the year. And a lot of people, again, a lot of the fan base of the Rays have called for Kevin Cash with the slow start by the Rays last year and this year to be fired. Were you surprised by that firing by Baltimore?
No. Because when you don't invest in pitching, which they needed to do, like last year and the year before last, this is what happens. And they didn't do that. So, it's again, you had an ownership group that took over and was supposed to spend a lot of money in bringing free agents and bringing guys.
They got cheap quick.
They got cheap real quick. And you bring in older players that you think are going to make a difference, like Zach Eflin and good old Uncle Charlie Morton, that you think your rotation is going to be solidified by those guys, but they aren't. And Zach Eflin, and to me, is not a number one. He's like a 3 or 4 guy. So, it's a shame because we thought, look, with the young talent, the guys in the minors that they had it as their hometown talent, which, Adley Rushman and Gunnar Hansen and then Jackson Holiday, those 3 guys are supposed to be like the anchor and core of your team that's going to put you in contention for the next 10 or 15 years or so. It hasn't panned out. And, the first one to go is the manager, of course. But Drew and I actually talked about this today on the podcast. It's like, we kind of saw this coming because they didn't invest in something that you're supposed to have is great pitching, and they didn't have that. So,
yeah. I mean, and it's what have you done for me lately? So, I just again, the whole deal of firing Kevin Cash. You get a manager. It's not going to make a difference because it's
but who are they going to bring in to replace him?
They have an interim right now. Now, obviously, in the offseason, they're probably either going to promote within or probably find somebody that's available. I mean, look, I think Joe Madden said he might come back to coaching sometime soon. But
what is there like 3 teams out there that are looking for a coach and nobody's called them?
Yeah. Well, they have interims right now. I mean, obviously, I think with most teams, they're going to just ride out the wave until the end of the season, and then they'll figure it out after the offseason. I mean, the Rockies and the Orioles are 2 of those teams, and you're not going to bring in a skipper off the street, midway through the season right now. You're just going to deal with the coaching staff you have, and then off season they'll fire everybody and then bring in a new coaching staff.
All right, let's talk about some football because you're.
Hey, I was talking about that today, Peter. I was like, man, I told Drew, I was like, look, man, I'm kind of to the point where I'm checked out. I'm waiting for fantasy football to start and the NFL offseason to happen. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for football. It's like I'm just checked out with this team. It's like, man, when's football start again? Okay.
Well, I want to read this, and thank you very much to the Green Queen herself. Another YouTube super chat right there. Let's ban the tush push because other teams aren't good enough to stop it. Whatever. My birds will still dominate with it. I mean, what do you think of that rule change possibly being banned? The tush push. The Bucs have been able to stop it. There's been some other teams. But, the majority of the time, the Eagles are very successful. And then on top of it, the new playoff seeding where basically when you win a division, it doesn't necessarily guarantee you now a home playoff game because they go by record alone. You're versatile like a lot of Bucs offensive linemen on that line on the sports web. So go ahead and give me your thoughts on that.
The tush push, I hate the Eagles with a passion. I hate their fans of some of the worst people their whole fan base is the worst people in the world besides Yankee fans. But I think when it comes to the tush push, look, you're in the NFL, and when you're going against a team that's notorious for doing this play, and they've been doing it for the past couple of years, and you should be able to defend it by now because when it's coming. So if you can't defend it, then maybe there's something wrong with your personnel and your coaching staff by not identifying when it's going to happen.
Right.
The Bucs can defend it against it. So if the other teams can, maybe they should take a page out of the Bucs playbook and say, okay, this is how they do it. Let's do it like the Bucs do because they've been successful against it. So if they ban it, they ban it. If they don't, do better and defend against it.
Right.
In the NFL.
Playoffs.
Another rule change there that just came in.
What's that?
With the onside kicks, they can declare for onside kicks now.
Oh.
Well, listen, they ruined the rule in the first place. Nobody should know you're kicking an onside kick. Okay, enough with the try to safety of the league. Because if you truly care about the safety of the league, you want to have a freaking 18-game season. You want to have Thursday night games. You want to have Saturday games. You would care about the players, and you don't. It's about money.
They're voting on the rule. So it says owners to vote on the rule that allow teams to declare an onside attempt at any point while trailing.
It should be like that anyway. I mean, why did they change the rule in the first place? Why did they change?
Honestly, I don't even know why they're talking about banning the tush push. In my opinion, again, this is teams crying because they can't stop it. Tough,
exactly.
And I agree with.
I agree with you. I agree
like it's just bull crap. It's just like, look, I hate the Eagles with every fiber of my body too. You know what? Fair play to them. They found the play that works. Stop it. You just got to stop it.
I agree, but I like my idea better. You want to stop it? You bring a blitzing safety in or a linebacker. You just time it. Oops, it was a little early. Trust me, you won't run it again.
The tush push reminds me of when Chip Kelly came into the league and they had Wildcat formation for a while.
Yeah, that was a little different, though.
Yeah, well, no, hear me out now. It was successful for a little bit, and then teams adapted to it, and then they were able to defend against it. Do you see any teams running the Wildcat offense anymore?
No, they figured it out, especially with Chip Kelly. They finally got rid of it.
So same thing with the tush push.
But it was unstoppable for like a year.
This is almost the same thing. The tush push it's almost undefendable, but teams have found a way to defend against it. So, instead of banning it, just defend against it. Learn how to do it.
Well,
you just got to get up. You got to get aggressive up front.
Yeah,
you got to get aggressive up front. And like Greek said, bring in a free safety, launch him full speed, man, or a linebacker, launch him full speed. I guarantee you, yeah, you're gonna draw 15
can't
yards,
do
but you know
that
what?
'cause it's
That
helmet-
The quarterback won't
Yeah, but the
do
quarterback's
it again.
gonna think twice. He's
Hey,
gonna
wait a
think
minute.
twice.
Wait. The quarterback would be like, no. Hey, coach, how about if we just like give it to the guy behind me?
You can't do
Just
that anymore. It'll hurt the quarter. Listen, it was the read option for Chip Kelly, I believe, for a while there, and then the Wildcat in Miami. And you're exactly
Miami,
The
right.
Wildcat
but,
did come from Miami. And you know
Yeah.
what's really cool about the Wildcat? A lot of people don't know. That was an actual standard offense back in the 20s and the 30s.
in
Right.
college, correct? Was it college?
1920s and 1930s.
With the
Okay.
leather helmets.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. And then
Right.
again, here comes you know what? Education time and with the Greek. Then the forward pass was invented by one Sig Luckman from the Chicago Bears. Just wanted to say that.
Right. And then the Bears didn't have a quarterback after that. I'm sorry.
No, they didn't. They was a leading quarterback since 1948. Would you believe that, guys?
I would.
Peter?
He played tight end or defensive end, I believe. One of your leading passers for the Chicago Bears of all time.
No.
It
The
was the
leading
tight end,
passer of
right?
the Bears. No, it wasn't a tight end. It was Sid Luckman. He was.
Yeah.
He was the leading
Okay.
passer for the Chicago Bears for
All
years upon years upon years. But to the both of you, go eat shit now. Okay, so
Then, speaking of a historian, because I know he's got a question for you, El Bushman, before you get out of here. Because I know,
who does?
yeah, well, this guy right here, we got to get him on.
Mr. Kennedy!
I sent him the link.
You did right there. Let's go out to Mr. Tampa Bay.
There he is.
Hey, welcome to the Evolution on a Monday night, my friend.
Brothers, I was finally able to get the link and it worked, Harry. So thank you. And yeah, I have
Ray,
a question for El.
Ray, are you in the shoebox?
Where you got? That's a nice fan you got there. It's a good shot you got going, man.
I like
That's-
that, Ray.
That's my biggest fan.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Come on. So, El, let me ask you. Are we gonna get over this funk, this whole thing with how the Rays are playing at home? Are
No.
we gonna make it? It's just gonna.
No.
Is it?
No.
No, I can't
Go
get
ahead.
over it. They cost
No.
me a few dimes.
Turn your mics down a scotch there too, Ray. You're kind of sounding like
Yeah,
Oh, he
Bash-
has not no
Bashkin
control
Bach with a
over
lot of reverb on it. No, they're never gonna get over this. No, there's no way. No, I don't see it happening anytime soon. It's just gonna be the same frustrations we've seen for the past month and a half. No.
They're going to be
Unless-
the best team on the road, and they're going to suck at home.
Yeah, exactly. Harry, another thing.
We agree.
Eye to
Hold
eye.
on. Come,
Eye to
hey, come on. Bring us back to the 5 shot.
Yeah, 5 shot here.
Just you and me there, okay, buddy?
There you go. All right,
I'm gonna say something before I get out of here, and it's probably gonna be controversial.
go for it.
Do it.
Hopefully
don't,
it's political.
no, it's not.
Damn it.
I don't think Simeon Rice should have been in the Ring of Honor this year.
Wow.
Wow, why? Go ahead.
Wow.
Why? James
Um,
Wilder or Tom Brady?
Neither.
Harry Nickerson.
No,
Who should it have been?
I would say put Gruden back in, and then
Okay.
also put Martin Gramatica up there.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay. I like
Oh.
that.
I like it.
Dramatic.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Kicker?
Yeah. Put Martin up
Martin.
there.
All
Martin he deserves to be up there. Simeon, on the other hand, the body will work for me with him. I think for him eventually, but I don't think now. I think Martin needs to be up there before Simeon Rice.
Yeah.
I got to tell you here, man.
Come at me, Bucks fans. I'm at El Bush.
Hang
at
on.
the El
I'm
Bush
not
on
coming
Twitter.
at you, El.
Come at me.
Listen,
I
69
respect your
No
opinion.
bueno.
guys.
I
No bueno.
respect his opinion.
69 and a
get it.
half
I respect
sacks
the
in 6
opinion.
seasons. Hold on. 69
Wide left.
You shut up and be quiet.
That was
Right there!
Pete,
All
don't
right.
make me remove you.
69. Listen.
69. What?
Well, it looks like I got some like pitch
There goes the
grid
show.
pod says Martin Gramatica, so I think he agrees with me. So yeah.
All right. We love
Yeah.
Martin. We've had him on the show before. 69 and a half sacks in 6 seasons for Tampa Bay. From
Look, I'm going to go, Pete. Let me just say this right now, if I can. We can talk McLaughlin. We can talk about, but
Sure.
Martin Gramatica for the teams he played on were Tony Dungy, and the way that we knew that it wasn't just the kicks were a nice thing to have because Tom Brady was scoring touchdowns or Antonio Brown was doing whatever he do, but that what Martin was doing for that team. I mean, I 100% think that you're putting something out there. I think 100%. Martin should be in there
You just
as
said
much
he
as
played
Simeon
for-
Rice.
Wait a minute. You just said he played for Tony Dungy. Can I remind you guys of something here? This is the Super Bowl year where Martin Gramatica kicks 4 field goals to beat the Carolina Panthers. 12-9 at that. Did you guys forget that?
Oh, yeah.
And those long range. So enough with he just played for Tony. He played for John Gruden. He played for the Super Bowl champion.
No, but for 3 years under Tony Dungy, Martin Gramatica was our number one scorer. Him and Mike Allstott for those first downs. He was the number one scorer for
single-handedly
your Bucs.
won the game for the against the Carolina Panthers at the time with the greatness of not Brad Johnson, Rob Johnson. So enough with the blasphemy
Rob
there.
Johnson. Oh,
Rob
boy.
Johnson, yeah.
Put also Joe Juravicious up there too. Put
Yes.
Put
Well,
Joe there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
now you're fishing. Now you're fishing, Al. But I'm with you, bro.
all right.
I respect those opinions, but I think, in my opinion, I think Simeon Rice definitely belongs there. It's long overdue because we're still trying to find a replacement for Simeon Rice. What he brought to that Buccaneer defense, he was fast. He was very ahead of his time. I think if he was to get redrafted today, I think he would still play lights out. He brought the juice, man. Like as Gruden would say, the dude brought juice off the line.
Yeah,
and how many
on
sacks
the
did he have?
negative side, on a negative side about Simeon Rice, and believe me, I was a huge Simeon Rice fan. He did take plays off.
He
But
did.
let me be clear: most defensive ends do.
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember the whole talk was when he came to Tampa Bay, could he play the run? Did a pretty good job playing the run. Did a pretty good job. Pass.
Not as much as Albert Hainsworth, though.
Oh, please. Enough with that. All right.
That dude took a lot of plays off.
Yeah. Al, go ahead and promote yourself here.
When
on
he
the
got
Evolution.
paid, that was it.
Yeah, no
Oh, yeah.
problem. New episode dropped today. It is on the website right now at the Sick Podcast. Raise Rewind, the YouTube page. So hit the subscribe notification bell. New episode. It dropped today, so it's on there to view. And
Bush, you really leaving us?
yeah, man, I got things to do.
He's got
I
things to
understand.
do, man. El, we appreciate it. Give us an update on the Rays. Hopefully the Rays.
Still losing for the.
All
But
right.
is Josh, hey, L, is Josh Lowe trending toward being back up here? Can we see what maybe he can do that
He's
right?
already he's been a backup since the weekend, man. Where you been at?
I'm just if they haven't much to follow. So I haven't been following him, bro. I thought
No wonder
He's been
you're
at
wearing your
third.
Durham hat, so that's probably no. He's been up since the Miami series, and he's been
All right.
been hitting pretty well. But I mean, it's going to take a lot more than Josh Lowe to hit.
It's got confidence. This team needs confidence.
This
He
team
needs to start cracking the bats. That's what they got to do.
This team
Compliment the pitching.
needs to probably sacrifice a live chicken and pretty Joe Blue.
Wait, no, we got rid of him. We trade him to
You know
Chicago.
You know what? I love it. You see, again, me and Bush, you and I, buddy. We
Gotta be
got
careful
this
with
thing.
that evil
Blind.
juju, man.
What do you want?
Pedro Serrano.
Red White
I'm
Sox
Harry
fan.
the Greek. That's Evan the Bushman, and we definitely approve this message. Cut the chicken's head off, let it run around,
Oh.
put a little blood on it. No
Yeah.
problem.
I mean, yeah, they're going to need a lot, man.
We're
Well,
talking
little-
blood
We need more than
contracts
that.
there.
They need a lot. So, yeah. All right, fellas, I'm out.
All right,
Take
Al.
care, Al.
Bush, you
Al
take care,
Bushman
man.
Of the Rays Rewind
Great guy,
podcast
man.
right
Great
there. We'll
guy.
come back to the
Good guy.
fourth shot here. Absolutely. You guys want to talk football? We'll talk football. You want to talk Rays here? We can talk Rays. Open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Yours truly, along with
Look at
Harry
them
the Greek,
guns.
professional handicapper extraordinaire of the show, Mr. Louis from the Frozen Pirate podcast. And of course, Best of the Bays, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Let's continue to read some of these comments. Once again, thank you for the YouTube super chat out there. YouTube super chats are open. Facebook stars, if you love the content, like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube and friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. I promise I don't bite. All right.
I feel bad for whoever tuned into the show at that very moment when you guys are all talking about sacrificing chickens. They were probably like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
We're politically correct. It was his idea, folks.
Well,
Yeah.
It was his idea. It was.
Some of the tattoos, right?
Well,
Blame it on me.
no. We got to blame it on him
Listen.
because I'll tell you why. Because there's a correlation here, and there's a kind of
Correlation?
little balance. Correlation.
Correlation?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Leo word.
It's a half-ass Leo word that I just
Yes,
gave.
there you go. Good job.
Okay.
It's like
But let
Quora.
me explain to you what it is.
Right.
He was a Patriots fan years ago. He was a Tom Brady fan.
Hmm.
And who was Tom Brady married to? Anybody?
Giselle.
Bunchman.
Okay. And
Was
and
married to.
you be
Well,
very
they
careful, Ray
cheated
and
on
Peter.
him.
You're not allowed to say anything.
Okay.
I'm going to put Louis through the test.
Oh, Louis.
What did Giselle do 3 days of the week and on the game day before Tom Brady took field?
Oh, jeez.
What did she do? Wasn't she
Yeah.
rolling around with the jiu-jitsu coach?
Well, yeah, that too. That right there, you're allowed to play that.
That's when Tom said I have some other shit I'm worried about. That was the shit he was worrying about.
No. A lot of people don't know this, and you can Google it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
I know what
Giselle
you're
was a
saying.
white witch, and she used to
Yes.
perform white magic. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, she was
With
into
the
I forget
With
what
the
it's called.
jujitsu rolling around, they were
Yeah, she
grappling.
was
Say
doing-
that word
she was
3 times.
doing-
That's a Leo word 3 times.
Yeah,
fast.
Can you
she
do me
was
a
rolling
favor,
around with
Ray
the
and Pete?
jiu-jitsu coach.
That comment right there is going to go viral. Okay, Pete,
You're
you've got to
welcome.
promise me when this show is over,
Yes.
go back.
Which it may be over very soon. Here.
You grab
It's
that you grab that 15 seconds, okay, and I want you to post that on YouTube, Facebook,
Sure.
X, the whole 9 yards. I'm
Yes.
not kidding you. This
Okay.
is perfect. I love it.
Perfect.
You're
All
welcome,
right.
guys.
There, yeah, absolutely.
Glad I
Thanks.
can lighten everybody's day up.
All right. So, by the way, invite
Rolling
here.
around with the jujitsu coach. No, but seriously, did you know that she was a white witch or no?
Oh yeah, I knew. So my girlfriend is not really a big fan of hers because, like, my girlfriend, she's into like positivity and good energy, and she kind of gets a good read on people.
She's Catholic.
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Um,
Like she's just very like in tune with the energy.
Oh,
So
God.
she like we were kind of looking. Something came up about her, and she's just like, you know what? I don't have a good feeling about her. I just don't like her. I think she's full of you know what. I don't think she's really about what she says she's about. She's just full of you know what. Come to find out, again, like I said, she was rolling around with the jiu-jitsu coach, not
Yeah.
being very faithful to Tom Brady. Man,
Yeah,
you know
'cause-
what? That
'cause he
kind of
was so
sucks,
faithful
though.
to her.
Yeah, but you know what? That kind of sucks, man. Like, damn, even Tom Brady got cheated on.
You
and
know
he's
what
got
though?
a
Hey,
lot of money.
Louis, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Think about this. You're the greatest of all time. All you
And
want to do is
football's your main focus. Your number one focus is football. That's it.
there's a reason why you're the greatest of all time because it's the main focus. And
Yeah, no, I'm saying
Yeah,
it.
but she
And I,
never just got over that
Right.
because
Well,
you got
but-
millions upon millions of dollars. You
Right.
can do whatever you want. This is why it's crazy to me.
but Louis,
They
the
could do
thing
whatever
is,
they want.
Louis,
No,
I
the
love
thing
this.
is, though-
Let Louis talk on this one. I want this. I
no,
want this
Harry,
part.
let me finish this though, because at the end of the day, it's what Jack and the three Brady children, of course, the extra, the bonus baby that Elle got from the first marriage with Bridget Moynihan. But at the end of the day, it's the kind of life that they've gotten, and I think we've all seen it. What little bit that Tom has shown as he's continued to build his brand and show himself is that they got a good life. So I mean, I get what you're saying, brother, but I'm saying at the end of the day, what you know, the fact that she went and found something else because Tom was so devoted to football, take it from someone who had those Sports Illustrateds beneath their bed for many a night. I'm kidding, but I'm just saying, you know, hey, it's two people found their way, and at the end of the day, it's all about what the kids got. And I think that they've gotten. The Brady children have been, like, you've seen them. We've seen them grow up before our eyes. Even the brief years that we had Tom and Giselle here in Tampa Bay.
I don't think that's what Louis is focusing on here. Tom Brady got cheated on still with his status being the great. Like, what chances do we all have?
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
miss
Like
someone?
my whole theory about it was just like she has no reason to complain. We're talking about a woman who is going to consistently get paid through Victoria's Secret for the rest of her life.
A very
Right?
sexy
I don't think
sexy
she's that
woman.
cute. I don't think she's that
All right,
cute.
Ray, hold
Okay.
on. Yeah.
I don't
Go
think she's that cute. But in my opinion, like, just you have millions upon millions of dollars. If this man wants to sit here and play football, she was acting like he was like 50 years old and all that. No, you have time. Like you have FU money. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So if
Well,
you're sitting
Louis,
there
the thing
saying-
is, remember, it all fell apart when Tom decided on Instagram he was coming back for that 23rd year. That was, if you remember the public narrative, and I do because I was live over here at the Studio Movie Grill when we were trying to say why the Bucs should not have been in the Sean Watson sweepstakes there at the 11th hour, which that Sunday, you guys and girls remember, they were still in that narrative. The Bucs may be the team that wants to bring him in. Of course, the Browns ended up being, and so glad for them. But I mean, the reason why, when he announces that 23rd year, he was basically announcing to the world, I love my children, my life, but this is more important to me than my wife, Giselle. And at the end of the day, she walked the other way. Now, if it happened before that, that's private family stuff. But I mean, he made his decision, and I stand behind
I think
her.
she's just selfish, in my opinion.
Thank
Because honestly,
you.
going back, going
You're
back.
agreeing with him?
Thank
No,
you.
hold on.
Right
Because
there,
going back to that
selfish.
situation,
Thank you.
if I have that FU money, my kids can do whatever they want. They can.
Are
travel.
you married, Louis?
I've been with the same woman for the past 10 years.
And I'm sure she's a great woman. Peter, you married? Harry, you and I are married. Back me up, Harry.
I'm
I
not.
got you,
I'm
Ray,
not
got
married, and there's a reason why. I mean,
No, I love my guys, but I'm just saying we got wives in the next room.
I just think she's very selfish, in my opinion. She was very selfish in that situation. I think she put the kids in a bad situation, in my opinion. First of all, you don't go and cheat on
personal gain for her.
Yeah,
own
you don't go.
needs. That's it.
You don't
That's
go
all
and
it
cheat.
was.
Do I? You know what? I should. If I can.
Is she still with him?
Who,
No.
Giselle?
What
No,
the
she's been rolling around with the jiu-jitsu coach, man. They've been
Yeah.
rolling around for quite a bit
No, is
now.
she still with the jiu-jitsu?
Oh,
coach?
yeah. Good question. That's a good question.
I think so. But I
No,
mean,
No
and
one knows
like I
because at
said,
the end of the day, no one cares anymore.
I think.
But I
in
mean,
my
it's
opinion-
great.
I
Well-
just think, in my opinion, that what she did was wrong. You don't go about doing that. You're cheating on your children's father. If it like, I think she's selfish. Again, you have FU money. These kids can travel with Tom. Tom, even when Tom was traveling with the team or whatever, these kids can go with them. They can do whatever they want. It's Tom freaking Brady's kids.
right.
I
You know what I'm
respect
saying?
that. I
You know,
respect that.
and
No, look, I
and
got
for her
you.
to sit there and say, "Oh, he needs to spend more time at home." He is home. He's just studying film. It's no different like me, my situation. If I go like I do construction, so if they say, "Hey, we're gonna work 4 12-hour days," I'm gonna work 4 12-hour days. Yeah, it sucks, but it's my job. And at the end of the day, she has more money than him. She can go about her day and do whatever she wants. It's okay. This is your husband. When you love somebody, like that woman upstairs from me, she truly loves me because she lets me. She supports everything I do, even though I'll be at work for late hours, or I'll be doing this until hours upon hours, or I'm just.
Oh, I know that, brother. Oh, I know that.
It's called support, and
Yeah.
I don't think she really supported him. I just think she was very selfish, in my opinion. Oh, it's about me, me, me. Look at me. You're not giving me attention, but you were trying to justify what you've been doing. You were cheating on him. And so you tried to justify it, manipulate the situation, and make it look like it was his fault when you caused an infidelity in your relationship. And now you're just trying to justify it. And
Oh, no, I agree.
That's it.
I
And
agree.
when you come into this relationship,
true.
let me go full screen. You know who Tom Brady is. You know what makes him tick, and you know what he really loves. And at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, he loves football.
Yeah.
He loves being a quarterback.
Why would you want to take his passion away from him?
Right. And again,
Ouch. Yes.
I'm going to be very honest. You know, that's the reason why I haven't really gotten married or been with somebody, because it's very tough. Listen, this is serious now, Ray. You can laugh all you want to.
No, I'm not kidding, P. I'm kidding.
It's very difficult to find somebody these days that supports you. I can support them, but can they be reciprocal in the same way?
And that's tough to find this
reciprocate
day and age.
Yes.
It's tough to find this day and age. Like I said, me and my
Yes.
girlfriend have been together for 10 years. Has it always been easy? No, it's hard.
Right.
But that's what makes it work. And
Kidding
again,
me, guys. Let me tell you something.
26 years.
I love my wife.
Well, congratulations, Ray.
She rides. You know, I love my wife. We've been together for 28 years.
I love your wife.
25. And let me tell you something. She rides me like a dirt bike. Okay. But let's be clear.
I've seen videos. It's not like that.
I wouldn't
Jesus, Ray.
have I wouldn't have it any other way. But she rides. I mean, seriously, man. But you know what? He is the best. So what's the next topic? Are we going to talk about?
let's
Well,
move
listen,
on.
but the point is, she's not going to cheat on you if you gamble too much, or if you're doing what you love. She's going to support you, because we've heard Jamie before on
Yeah.
this. It supports you. That's what it's all about.
That's a key thing. Yeah, that's a key thing, man.
It's a major thing.
It's a very key thing in a relationship.
It's
in my
a gray
opinion.
area. That's why we're discussing it, because we
I don't.
discussed
That's
the gray area.
It's a gray area. I think it's black and white. Like I support you.
So, Pete, you didn't want Tom to come back. You didn't. When Tom announced he's coming back for his 23rd season, and we knew that what that meant for his marriage. As Bucs fans, we weren't going. We're okay. Tom made his call. I mean, he made his call, but at the end of the day,
maybe
that
he
was
came
that was
back.
the fine line.
I think
But he
maybe
didn't
he
want to
came
play
back.
that year.
No, I know exactly what happened. He came back because he found out some stuff, and they tried to
Oh.
rekindle that relationship in whatever vacation they went to for the what was it, when he came back with those Botox and all that stuff, and he looked a little different.
He was trying.
The
He
writing
tried
was
to
on
keep-
the wall.
He was trying to keep up with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Oh God.
the writing was on the wall.
That was good.
He
But
found
Lou,
out
you're
some
right.
stuff.
You're right.
He
That's
found out
a
some stuff,
narrative.
and it was the end. And he said, "You
All
know
right.
what? Screw it. I'm gonna keep playing."
Okay,
and
go to the
it is
next.
what
What,
it is.
what do we have? The Eagles versus
Tom
who?
Brady
The
is still
Bears.
relevant in Bucs talk. It's crazy.
Well, it is. It's all, and that's why I say he transformed this team. No matter what the off the field stuff, he should be put in the Ring of Honor because those years that he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he transformed this franchise to where we're talking about it on this show still to this day in 2025. Sandra Nagel, beautiful mother right there, watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area, the Sports Web. Harry, Amped Up Sports, we love you, Mom. Appreciate you. I will be always grateful for the raise for James Shields. James was absolutely tremendous.
Game,
Oh, and Wade Davis, of course. Yeah, Wade Davis went to Kansas City and the Cubs and both times won a World Series. How does that make you feel, Rays fans? Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. What's the definition of insanity? Talking the same stuff about Rays and thinking you're going to get a different result. Laugh out loud. Listen, David, I understand. It's all Bucs all the time for you. But there are Rays fans out there. We got to talk about it. I agree, David. I agree. We're going to talk Buck. David, if you want to call the show, call the show. Hey, Peter Greek, Louie, right there, Mike D. Roche. Sox are a AAA team at best. Think he's talking about the White Sox. I mean, right?
No, he's talking about the Boston Red Sox. The White Sox are at least a AAA
They got the
team.
Pope in their corner. It's over.
Yeah, really. At least we got the Pope, Mike. You ever have a
Pope is
Pope
a Sox
in Canada?
fan.
Have you ever had a Pope in Canada? No. But not only does the U.S. have one, Mikey, but he's a White Sox fan on top of it. And by the way, I got proof he's a Bears fan too.
I was listening to a podcast.
You saving that?
About the Pope.
Oh yeah.
Jason Light was on that podcast. I was listening to it this morning on the ride in. They were saying some stuff about the Pope that I cannot say on air. Nothing like bad, but like they were like, oh, because he's from America, he went to school. About him being celibate. When did he become celibate? And people, I'll talk about it off here.
Hang on. I'd like to talk about this stuff.
I've already got you.
Hold on. Mike De Roche, is this a Bucs or a marriage counselor show? Mike, great question. Let me explain to you what I mean by this. It's a combination of both. Once you hit that super chats and donate $100, we're going to give you great advice on how to handle your marriage.
Yes.
Or not, because
Yes, only two of us.
Ray, would you shut up and be quiet? You're too loud.
I will say this, though. I will say this.
Yes,
for my generation, I'm still a kid. I'm only 37 years old. But my generation is very difficult. No, I'm just saying because a lot of people my age think that they're old. Nah, how old are you, Jake? What are you like? 42?
Yeah.
42. Well, I love this kid.
But like,
That's
I'm
Peter.
gonna tell you something right now. It's very difficult to maintain a relationship. Not that we ever had issues like that, but I mean, I see it. Like the divorce rate is through the roof. Too many options. People are unfaithful. So when you start seeing things with Tom Brady and Giselle going haywire, I mean,
there's a lot of reasons for it. You know what? Since we really got off subject, I'd really like to tell you my own opinion. This does not reflect Peter, Ray, or Louie. There's a reason why men are staying away from marriages. There really is. It's just an expectation of it. I mean, everybody, a woman's expectation of a man has gone out the roof. Seriously, it has absolutely gone out the roof.
Listen,
you got to make $500,000. You got to do this. You got to do that.
These freaking women, forget about it.
And don't tell me anything. What do you mean I got to cook? Really?
Hey, I can't complain because in that department,
this is not the 1950s. I get it.
Wait, isn't it?
And my wife works just as hard. Whatever she wants, she can have. I don't care.
Right,
man. I couldn't do it all over again, man. Are you kidding me?
No, wait, not in this time and age.
Over $100,000, you have to have this. You have to
over 100,000. Peter, what are you talking about? Hell, here in Massachusetts, that's
they make
$100,000
They make $100,000 at McDonald's.
You got to make over out here in Massachusetts. You got to supply them with a vehicle, a Land Rover, or an Escalade. You got to pay their bills. You got to maintain their upkeep.
Your women.
You got to make over $200K.
Your women? Don't, Louie. You said you got to supply them. What you talking about? Your women?
I'm just saying right now.
Up there. I love it. It's like The Sopranos.
Anyway,
hey,
so
you're lucky to be breathing over here.
So it's a little educational.
Yeah.
series, and I wanted to bring that out to Mike DeRoche. I know he said he's been happily married for 25 years. I don't
That's
think
amazing.
so.
Hey, Harry, I'll just say this. Let me finish
I'm
with
kidding
this.
you, Mike.
If I had to get if I had to pick the winner in the next race, I love you, Harry, but I'm going to your wife, Jamie, because that's probably where that winner's going to come from. It may not be the biggest bet, the one with the most upside, but it's going to get me a winner for sure every time. So I got you covered, bro. I know what you're talking about.
Hey,
All right.
I'm happy.
Anyway.
Like I said, mine. She cooks, cleans, takes care of me. Make sure I have a lunch. She supports my dream. Like I said, that's very difficult to find, and I appreciate her.
That is a keeper right there. All right, Harry. I know you got to get out of here.
Are you getting out of here already?
Past your bedtime, Harry.
Get warmed up.
Harry.
Well, I got to join. I'm trying to convert myself to be more moderate now. I got to watch Chris Cuomo.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Hey, listen, for everybody that doesn't know that, seriously, if you don't watch if you know what, if you're tired of hearing fake news or you're tired of hearing far left or far right, tune into News Nation. Seriously, I really enjoy it. It's absolutely awesome. It's where the left and the right can actually be civil, if that's possible, Ray. And we live across the street from each other. But it's true. It's exactly what it is. It's 100%. And it doesn't hurt. My nephew's the primetime meteorologist for the station. So
there you go. All right. So you're going to get out of here, or are you going to hang out for a little bit?
No, I am going to have to bounce. But really?
Harry the Freak. Wow.
Really?
Okay.
That wasn't nice. But anyway, you guys have a really good night. I will stay, I promise, a little bit longer on Wednesday. I'm actually going to go give a couple of picks out. Greek's been doing pretty well. But can't ever say enough. This show, it could go one of 100 different ways. We could be talking
It's going to go down the drain.
We could talk
Never
boxing.
go down the drain.
We can talk politics. We
were
try
talking
not
about
to.
sacrificing chickens, and then we went into marriage.
What the hell, Louis? I mean, yeah,
we could talk about what's cooking in the South for the people out there that
absolutely.
don't remember that.
Sorry, guys.
Anyway, you guys have a great one.
F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm going to go out and get it.
Thank you, as always, for your presence.
Hey, man, you guys have a really good one. Much love to everybody out there. Seriously, thanks a lot for having me on, guys. Have a really good night. And
take care.
Right. Appreciate you, Harry the Greek, right there, professional handicapper extraordinaire. We're expecting Leo Haggerty will come back here with the 3-shot. Yours truly, along with Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast.
What do you hear? What do you say?
And of course, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy, Best of the Bay.
Mr.
Hey, I want to give a huge
Yes.
I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who tuned in to the Frozen Pirate Podcast last Thursday.
Yes.
Again, I'm very humble. I seen the views, and that is truly amazing. And like I said, I thought it was going to be very minimal, and it exceeded my expectations. And shout out to you guys, the listeners, for tuning into that. Like that put a huge smile on my face. Like something like that. That was just like that. Really, because I was kind of having like a rough day the past couple of days, and I seen like that, and it just that viewership, that was really cool, man. I appreciate. Shout out to the listeners and all the followers of the Sports Web, man. That put a big smile on my face.
Yo, Louis, that's
and shout out to the fans, and Ray knows this all too well when he does Couple Ray, and I share it, and I got my tag, and he's ready to go. You can get some views on this, and they love Bucs Talk, and we'll give them Bucs Talk. We'll give you Bucs Talk tonight here.
We'll give you Bucs Talk. Ooh.
Sorry for the intro, though, Ray. I forgot to take that down.
But Louis, that's just it, though. The thing is that every time we go live, we always talk about the evolution.
Yes.
The evolution is about listening to what others have to say, taking calls, the comments, the messages, because that starts our narrative. But at the end of the day, the evolution is all about every time we go live, just produce something that people are going to want to interact with and have fun with. That's what we do, and that's what you do. So, no, brother, that was awesome. And I mean, that's what the evolution is all about.
Welcome again to the Sports Web, and lots of shows to come. And again, that surprise will be revealed on Wednesday night. Some of you guys know about it. Some of you guys do not. Just keep on staying tuned to the evolution of Sports Talk Television. We got some surprises for you. Oh, yeah, that's surprise.
Oh,
you guys are definitely going to want to tune into that.
All right, let's go out to the comments here because the web heads, they are the lifeblood. The fans, the Tampa Bay sports fan, they are the lifeblood of what the sports web is all about. Simeon Rice, Ring of Honor, it's about time. Mr. Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, I got to give you credit. Got to pat you on the back here because you mentioned Rice. We were talking about the Ring of Honor. So give me your thoughts, Mr. Historian of Tampa Bay sports, especially the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Simeon Rice in the Ring of Honor, correct?
Well, yeah, and then that was it. Last month when we heard that Simeon would be making a second-round pick, the announcement there for the Bucs in Green Bay, Wisconsin for the draft, I posed the question. I'm like, that's got to mean, draw the lines, because at the end of the day, to put it succinctly as possible, Simeon Rice deserves to be in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer Hall of Fame or Ring of Honor, and that's exactly what they gave him. Even though he was ready, they didn't announce it last month, but they announced it now because that was obviously part of the plan.
And by the way, I want to play this clip again in case you guys missed it. I know you guys have been tuning in, but I just love the emotion there. It's heartfelt. Simeon Rice has always been loquacious. Leo word. It's on the mic, but this was, again, very heartfelt, very emotional. And if you're a Bucs fan out there and you tuned in late, I see a Christopher Cole out there, you're going to want to listen to Simeon Rice today being introduced as the 16th member of the Ring of Honor on the evolution of Sports Talk Television.
When you all played that video, the tears are from my parents. I don't know if I really ever reconciled my father passing away, but that's okay. I poured my heart into the sport. And if you know me, and I know some of the media that watched me play, I would be at practice 10:30 at night, working on what you've seen on this video. A lot of people thought, because it came so easy for me, that I was just talent. But what a lot of people didn't know, that's outside the purview of the sport, is that's all that meant anything to me. I never wanted to be a basketball player, and I was really good at it. Never wanted to do anything else. I wanted to run track a little bit, but the only thing that mattered to me was playing football. And I love this game. And it's how I celebrated my mother and father. They're not with me now, but that's okay. They hurt with my spirit. The whole time I was like, I'm not going to cry, but because I don't want to give anybody my deepest feelings. I love the game of football. I loved it a lot. And I didn't know how much it really meant to me until I see my little son, James, sitting over there watching me, because he never got a chance to see it, but his grandparents did. And football was a game for me where I wanted to honor my mother and father. I wanted to make our name mean something. And I think I got that accomplished.
All right. So there you go. That was Simeon Rice right there talking to the media today. I want to go out to these comments, and then we will get out to Leo Haggerty from a Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. Yes, Ray, you're raising your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. Yes.
I just hope Simeon realizes we had Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, John Lynch. We had this entire team. Tony Dungy had this team locked and loaded to win a freaking championship. But I'm so glad. That's the first time I've seen that. I hope Simeon realizes that us Bucs fans, we realized when we got him on this team, that was another reason why we felt like this deal had gotten closed. The reason why we can let Tony Dungy go and bring whatever, Chucky and John Gruden. We realized what he meant to this defense. And it's just watching that. That was the first time I'd seen it, Peter. So thank you. And I'm sitting here crying because I hope Simeon realizes that we knew what he meant for this team. That's all.
Wow, man. Tampa Bay racing also showing genuine emotion here. And a lot of Bucs fans are showing that. And that's the question of the night, Bucs fans. Did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Glazers get this right? Simeon Rice in the Ring of Honor. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. 226 solo tackles, 28 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions, including the playoffs, and he was a terror against
Terra out of Illinois, and we knew what he meant to the Arizona Cardinals. We knew
Donovan
what this guy
McNabb.
was.
Yeah, McNabb. I just remember it. All right.
Used to strip sack him all the time. Still
Yes.
haven't
He
found
comes
his
here, but
replacement
we
yet.
knew. Yeah, we knew what we needed. We knew what we had inside. We knew what we had in the linebacker. We knew what we had in the secondary. We knew what the Tampa 2 meant, but we knew what we needed. He came in at the right side, and you said this earlier, Louis, about finding that replacement for a Simeon on the right side, because you're right. Since Simeon Wright manned that right side, the defensive end position for the Buccaneers, we've not found that guy yet. We've tried to find Bowers. We've tried to find him. We hope that it's Yaya. We're looking for that guy, but at the end of the day, they have not found him. And when you said that, Louis, I heard that, and I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, again, like for me, Simeon Rice really he stood out on this team for me on the defense because he was just so lanky, and he would do this thing. He would just strip these quarterbacks, and it would put the offense in great field position, because we all know the Bucs. We never really had a really elite offense outside
Martin
of what we're
Gramatica.
seeing now.
Again,
Martin Gramatica.
Yeah.
You know, Thomas Jones. I heard his name the other day. Forgot all about him. You know,
John Gruden mentioned him, and by the way, apologize
Yeah.
for the sign again. I don't know what's going on with this wall.
Peter,
but I'll do this fix.
I'm
Yes.
going out there for the Patriots game. You know what we're gonna do?
What we're gonna do?
I'm gonna meet up with you. We're gonna go to Home Depot.
I'm gonna nail myself to
you a
the
nice,
wall.
no, we're gonna build you a nice little backdrop. I'm gonna build you a nice little backdrop, right? I'm gonna buy a propane tank. We're gonna get some nice wood. We're gonna burn the wood a little bit, and then we're gonna let it sit there. And then we're gonna polyurethane it, make it look nice, and you're gonna hang up all that Buck stuff. That way, you'll never have a problem ever again.
Thank you, God.
There
I
you go.
appreciate you, man. Let me go out to these comments. As always, guys, appreciate the comments. Thanks for the patience. And this is why these guys are true professionals. A guy that's getting emotional, who's all about Tampa Bay sports, is able to run the show. A guy that just joined the network is able to switch out. This is the reason why I've got these dudes running the evolution, and we'll get out to Leo in just a moment. I'm grateful for Joe Madden and Ben Zobrist. Of course you are, because the Cubs win the World Series. Come on. We finally get a Ring of Honor. We're talking about the Rays. Now we're talking Bucs, David. So there you go. I think it's a very dangerous play and should be banned.
The touch push, really? Dangerous?
We got to talk to Philly Zone here in just a moment. Thank you, Simeon Rice, says Ben Parrish.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Christopher Cole. Hey, everyone. Hey to you.
Yes!
Let's go out to Pitch Grid Pod, which, by the way, thanks a lot for tuning in there on YouTube. I'm grateful for Zobrist too. What a legend that man was.
If
Mike
Zobrist he made that wheel turn. If Zobrist didn't become the 5-tool player he did out of whatever the Rays were looking for when they found that kid, if he didn't become this player he did, the Rays, they don't even sniff 2008. They don't even sniff that World Series.
Royals, and of course the Cubs wins the World Series. Let me go through these comments, and then we'll get to Leo. Bills still don't have a Bears still don't have a quarterback. Dave says, Sun Devil Dave, hey, the best had Jim McMahon in 1985, smoking Jay Cutler. Michael says there on YouTube, thanks a lot for tuning. By the way, YouTube is open out there. Like and subscribe. We're trying to improve the numbers. We love the Facebook numbers. Nearly 1 million viewers in the last 90 days. Amazing. Nearly 200,000 views. Amazing on Facebook. We want to do that for YouTube also. So thank you very much for tuning in. I like the Greek solution for the tush push. I once had the same opinion about the option play, just for the quarterback every time. Christopher Cole, sorry I'm late. Better late than never. Pitch Grid Pod, Martin Gramatica, Kansas State legend, absolutely. Buccaneer legend, Dave Ruffalo, Mr. Sun Devil Dave, sounds good. But what happens if the blitzing safety concusses Mahomes or Allen or Burrow? There you go.
I want to say one thing
Mhm.
before we move forward. It's in regards of Jay Cutler.
Yes.
That dude's a legend. You want to know why he's a legend?
Why?
He was dating that girl from Laguna Beach.
Christina
And yes, I used to watch that show. I was in high
I know
school.
that. I have no idea. Christina.
And he was
Alright.
diabetic. How did he do it all? He did it all.
Kristen Cavallari was the
Yes.
girl he dated from Laguna Beach.
Ooh.
They
Yes.
divorced, and she's like,
Yes.
well, how am I supposed to live my life? He told her, go get an effing job. Shout
There you
out to
go.
Jay Cutler.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The best day Simeon was the most talented Buck to ever take the field. He just didn't have the large amount of best days. Roger says White Sox are so trash. They lose.
But they have the Pope. They got the Pope.
You shut up, Roger Sue. You're at least 100. Christopher Cole, Gruden is up there. Kyle says, newest here on Facebook. We appreciate you from the NFL Enthusiast Facebook page. We appreciate you out there. Louis, I'll tell you who the GOAT is at quarterback. That's Peyton Manning, my friend. Yes, okay. Jumped from Indy to Denver in 2012. Got a Super Bowl. Tom Brady did it with the Bucs when they left the Pats, but Manning did it better to make the Broncos a better team.
Could barely throw the football.
In my lifetime, there's never been another maestro who
Yes.
worked the line of scrimmage the way Peyton Manning did. And you
He
can just
could.
say,
I
you
gotta
can just
say-
say, I mean, the way he worked the line of scrimmage, and we saw that at Tennessee before he even got, and we saw that when he
Wait a
coming
minute.
from.
Hold on. I got to take this one.
Hey, save your thoughts because I want to go through these comments and I get out to Leo and we can talk about this. Master Peter says, Edward, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I think Brady was ready to break up as much as she was.
Where's that far back?
Nikki Roche is the Bucs or a marriage counselor. So appreciate you tuning in. As always, that's what we give you here. Roger, I see you calling in. Stand by. Love Rice in the Ring of Honor. Key to our first Super Bowl. Completely correct. Let's go out to David. A long one here covering Ray's face. You can go back and look before you even signed Brady. I told you their marriage was arranged, just like Michael Jackson, Elvis's daughter. Tony Romo, Jessica Simpson wanted to get back into Europe. So take the face of Europe at the time, put it with the face of the NFL. Wasn't to engage a basketball player like 8 months before. Brady and I said, as soon as his career is over, so is
That's the depth you get in the evolution of sports here in the sports fib.
I'm happily married 25 years. Appreciate you, Mike D. Roche. Men don't want to lose half their stuff. There you go. Absolutely correct. Ed says Brady did more than we ever hoped for, a culture that resulted in the Super Bowl, top playoff winning team of the decade. The Bucs, hell yeah. Let's go out to David. I effed up and got married, but preach on, Harry. Good for you, David. Hopefully it's a happy wedding, happy life, happy life. Harry the freak, that's a good thing. Roger Shue says, I love the News Nation. Great. All love. Absolutely. Love you, Greg, says Michael. Ed, freak is a term of endearment in this decade, that it is. Pitch Grid Pod. Louis, I'll go and give your show a sub right there. Love getting different.
Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Let's go out to Jim here.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with
We're
you?
talking
Don't ask me, Jim. I have no idea.
Will you shut up and be quiet? Jim, thanks a lot for tuning in. We're talking about Simeon Rice. What do you think about him being in the Ring of Honor and then disrespect by the national media, which we'll get to in just a moment? Sim is a Hall of Fame player. He's just a victim of bias because we already have our greats in there. Sun Devil Dave, I remember when Rice was on the cards with Swan and Wadsworth back in 1998. Wadsworth would have stayed healthy. Correct. Florida State. Andre Wadsworth, I believe that is.
Yeah.
True story. In 2005, my wife got me a weekend job with the Bucs. Me and the locker room guy had dinner with the team. We headed to the hotel elevator. And Rice then made jokes of me being from
No,
Canada.
wait. Am I the only person? Put that message. That sounds like a Tinder hookup. I'm just saying. We had the whole weekend. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sapp, Rice, Lynch, Brooks, and Tampa 2. Iconic defense that never be forgotten. I would say that it is the greatest defense of all time. Besides
defense after us.
with the longevity of 10 years consecutively being dominant in the top 10. I know see Leo nodding his head, and I've asked Ira Kaufman this, but look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie, guys. If the Bucs,
I wouldn't say they're the best. I would say they were probably top 3 greatest defense.
I'll tell you this right now because I've had this debate too with the 85 Bears and, of course, the 2000 Ravens. You look at the Buccaneers' numbers in Super Bowl 37, the Ravens, the Bears didn't touch that. But the Buccaneers, and it was John Gruden. He was the OC in Oakland before he came here. Whatever you want to put there. I'm just saying, if you look at those Super Bowl numbers alone, there was not a better defense in the history of the National Football League than your 2003 Buccaneers.
It is tough to determine these defenses because, again, and I'm going to use that cliche thing, different eras of football. So it is difficult. But in my opinion, I would put the Buccaneers defense in the top 3. I would say that they were better than that 2000s Ravens defense. Absolutely.
Oh, who's your second? Who's your second then? The 85 Bears won. Who's your second?
85's number 1, probably.
Steel curtain, man.
Well, It's
Oh, look at Leo making it old. And
Well, listen, now what we're talking about here is the 85 Bears. That's 1 year, maybe 2 years. Okay, Harry, I know you're watching this right now. I know you Bears fans are watching right now. Ravens, 1 year. Steelers, multiple years. Buccaneers, multiple years. That's my point. And you look at all the Hall of Famers. I'm telling you guys, you look at the numbers. If the Bucs win more Super Bowls, we're having a different conversation of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers being the greatest defense of all time, led by Lonnie Kiffin. I am telling
I'll buy that. I'm buying that.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Cubs lose 8-7, bottom of the ninth. Go Cubs. That Rice clip even made me cry. Tampa Bay Ray.
Thank you.
Jim. Simeon Rice deserves every reward he gets. Thank you very much for the grammar. Ray's had a runner on third, nobody out, ninth inning, and still lost because that's Ray's
Peter.
baseball. Yes,
That's Ray's
Remember,
baseball.
the reason why that came, the crying came from the heart. But the reason why I wanted to make that point is I wanted to remember that was one of the national media narratives at the time, that Simeon Rice, who'd already established himself as one of the best defensive ends in the football league, and then come out of Illinois and goes to Arizona, and he came to the Buccaneers, and what would be end up at the time they were saying it's an underscore role. It's you're not Sapp, you're not Brooks, you're not Lynch, you're not John, but you're doing this, and he did that, and that's one of the reasons why, as far as belonging in the Ring of Honor in 2026 or 5, he deserves to be there so much because it wasn't just about what he did for this team; it was the way he approached it. He didn't care about him; it was about the team. And the irony is, in 2025 with Jason Light, that's continuing to be the narrative of this team: players that are team first. And that's why I love being a Buccaneers fan.
There you go. Oop, that's brutal. Absolutely. Preach, Louie. Totally agree. And again, the main point of contention when Simeon Rice came over, was he just a pass rusher? He did it in a great manner. Definitely, in my opinion, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, as Mike Wallace says. Keep on following.
I'm going down there. I'm going to build you a background that'll never happen again. I promise you.
Swear to God, whomever sold me this stick 'em on this wall is terrible.
There's going to be a naked person. There's going to be somebody naked right now in his naked feet.
Go out to Leo Haggerty here. You guys can
Actually,
Leo, save us, Leo.
I have a question for Leo because
Pull it out. Boom. Boom.
I want to go back to this, Leo. I want to get your opinion. I'm going to give my opinion. But going back to this comment about the GOAT, I can't stand this debate. And listen, I respect your opinion on this, Kyle. I really do. But it's kind of like comparing Peyton Manning and Tom Brady is kind of like comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron James. There is no comparison. And the reason why I say that, Tom Brady annihilated all the records. He's won more Super Bowls. And on top of it, this high-powered offense, and I've witnessed it because I live in Massachusetts, that high-powered offense about the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning coming to town, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady made Peyton Manning look like a mortal. While everybody doubted the Patriots, how many times did the Indianapolis Colts and company come down to Foxborough and get their doors blown off? Couldn't even score a point. I think there was games 28-3, 21-3. They finally got one. But what I'm saying is the all-time record, I think Brady is 9-3 against Peyton Manning. So to sit here and say that Peyton Manning's the GOAT over Brady, no way. There's no comparison, in my opinion.
All right, let's go to Leo here.
Leo, what's your take on that? Because, like I said, I don't know. I'd like to hear your perspective on this.
Apples and oranges.
Welcome to the evolution, by the way. Sorry about the sign falling. I have no idea if I have ghosts or what's going on at this point.
Well, you guys are talking about sacrificing chickens, and that's what you get. I told you. Don't talk about that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get Joe Boo out. Break down Joe Boo.
Joe Boo, right, with the rum. Exactly. You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about there, Major League from 19. And by the way, that was nothing. Listen, there was nothing political or religious about that. That is from a baseball movie, guys. Google it. Google is your friend right there, Major League. Sorry to offend you guys out there. Go ahead, Leo.
Well, you know what, guys? If we say who is the playoff GOAT, there is no comparison. None. Tom Brady, if it wasn't for the Eagles and the Giants, he'd have 10.
Mm.
He's got
scary.
7. And you know what? it's hard to compare. When you say, well, Brady beat Manning, he's 9-3. Well, the problem is they don't go against each other.
Right.
They don't. It's one offense against the other. But the bottom line is, the guy's got 7 rings. Nobody is even close.
Leo, I'm going to pose this question to you. I've never heard this question asked before. If you put Peyton Manning in 2000 with Bill Belichick and those, and he's not going to obviously come out of Tennessee, and the way the Colts drafted him, he's not going to go 199th in the 6th round. But you put him on a team like that, do you really think that the way that team was ran the next decade, that Peyton Manning would have had a lot of less success than Tom Brady had, or the kind of quarterback that Peyton Manning was, he probably still? I mean, is it about story and narrative, or at the end of the day, is it all about the skill they had? Because Peyton Manning under Bill Belichick, I think he wins at least 5, not 6 Super Bowls.
Well, you know what, guys? There are so many stories coming out about what actually would happen when you went to Foxborough.
Oh.
And I had people tell me that they were actually in the press box, and if you got the lead, your headphones went out.
Oh.
If you're trying to practice, there's a camera somewhere in that stadium picking stuff. I actually had someone tell me that they were with the Rams, and the Rams put in a play the day before Super Bowl at the practice. And when they came out of it, because every time they'd come out in this formation, they did something else. They changed completely. And when they came out in that formation, every member of the Patriots started yelling, "Look for Marshall Faulk in the flat. Look for." I'm going. He said, "There's no way they could have known that unless they had seen it."
Mm.
So you know what? The bottom line is they won it on the field, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of questionable things that were happening. But you know what? The bottom line is you got 7 Super Bowls. Nobody's going to fight with that. I'm going to go back real quick, guys, to the best defense ever. I'm going to say the Bucs in 2002 wasn't the best defense ever.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Bucs in 1999
Well,
was unbelievable.
Wow.
agree.
Unbelievable.
Because they shut down the greatest show on turf.
The greatest show on turf, Bert Emanuel, that was a catch.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that.
But listen, this has been my point here, Leo, of contention. Let me go full screen. I'm not just saying 1 year to the Bucs in 2002. I'm saying from 97 to, if you look at 2007, 2008, they were top 10, top 5. You could crown the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And again, this would be talked about more if they had more Super Bowls. You could crown them as the greatest defense of all time with talent, with Hall of Famers, with longevity. You could do that because it's not just 1 year. It's like the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only thing that the Steelers have that the Bucs didn't was the Super Bowls.
And you know what, Peter? When you look at the greatest defenses over a period of time, the Bucs are 1 or 2. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
I think it's Pittsburgh or Tampa Bay because that's the way it was. Now, I'm going to go back really far.
Please.
The Green Bay Packers defense when they first started playing the Super Bowl, trust me, those guys were fabulous. So, you had that time period when it just started, the Packers, then it became the Steelers for a long time. But the Buccaneers, their defense was fine. But I'll tell you what, fellas, that Bears defense 85, that's the best for one season.
Well, Leo, and I'll back you up on this. I'll say that Green Bay Packers, that was Vince Lombardi. That was the way they ran that process, right? And I'm not taking away from what Tony Dungy did with his Buccaneers defense from 96 on, but it was an entirely different league. So I think that if at the end of the day, Leo, if you tell me, Ray, I'm going to a fight tonight, I'm fighting for the reason why the Bucs defense in 2002 was better than the Packers defense, whatever, I will stand behind you and say it wasn't not that they weren't great. They had some great players, but it was an entirely different league.
Well, it's entirely different league. Yes, you're exactly right.
It was a run-first league.
Yeah.
And when the Bucs had that great run, it was still a 50-50. Now it's 70-30 throwing the football.
Right.
I mean, that's the way it is. Hey, guys, I got to bring this one up. Okay?
Bring it up.
3 things. First thing, the idea of not giving a division champ a home playoff game, this
Thank
is
you.
This is ridiculous.
Yep.
The fact that that's even coming up. The second thing, the tush push. If you can't stop it, find a way to neutralize it. And I think the Bucs did, because they're going to give the Eagles that first one. Go ahead, do that. And when Hurts falls forward, guess what? 700 pounds of Vita Vea and Watson are going to fall on top of him. He's going to be a pancake. Go ahead and run that. Let's see how long you do that.
Yes.
There you go.
And the third thing, guys, and I'll tell you what, when you look at what's going on in the National Football League, signing Mr. Irrelevant out in San Francisco.
I told you they would do it, and I told you the market would be there. $53 million.
Their mistake.
Well,
but you know what they did?
Right.
They have just bankrupted 31 other teams in the National Football League.
Wow.
Because every quarterback coming up now is going to want at least $55 million.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this now. That is one player on your team
Right.
having almost a quarter of your salary cap. You're going to see teams that are not going to be able to re-sign their quarterbacks, that they're going to have to either let them go or trade them to a team that has room. Because, and look what the 49ers signed Warner today too. What, $63 million?
They got money, man. They got money. This is why it's nonsensical. Leo word. Everybody goes, oh my God, the sky's falling. The sky is falling. The cap. The values are going up. They are $1 billion revenue every year. Everybody always talks about the cap. Like New Orleans Saints, it's like the national debt with the New Orleans Saints. They should be
these owners will never lose a dollar.
National debt, New Orleans Saints. They're always in cap hell, and yet they're able to sign players. It's nonsense. They're going to be able to get it done. The values are going to raise. The cap is going to raise. But I'm not surprised by it, because that's who you got to sign. If you're going to let Debo go, and you've had problems, with getting some of these players signed at this point, you got to get your quarterback.
Well, I like the fact that the moment that breaks is that Purdy got that big deal. Is they're like, how will this affect the Bucs? Because Baker Mayfield's one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the National Football League. Don't tell me something I don't already freaking know. But they're like, how's it going to affect Baker's next contract? He's in the second year of a third year, $100 million, and next year he counts $50 million towards the cap. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. That's one of the best things we've enjoyed here as Buccaneer fans. We went from Tom Brady, who understood how you get it done, dispersing the wealth and making sure you got talent around you to get it done. And then Baker came to the Buccaneers and Jason Light, and he already understands his entire method. And I'm not saying Baker Mayfield will get disrespected. The national media can make that narrative, because they will in 2026. But the truth of the matter is, income tax-free state, you got a great team, and you're going to have a general manager in Jason Light that's surrounding with talent to have a chance at a national championship every year. At some time, it becomes more than about making $55 million or being comfortably in a situation or a system that allows you to have championships and make a great living. And that's why Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are such a great match.
And the deal is $33 million. 3-year, 100. It's $33 million a year. It's a bargain compared to Purdy, because listen, at the end of the day, Baker Mayfield has put up better numbers than Brock Purdy. On top of it, you look at Purdy's deal: 5 years, $265, $181 million guaranteed. At the end of the day, you got to be happy for the young man, because what was he, Mr. Irrelevant? Picked last, and now he's getting all that money. We're on with Leo Haggerty, the legend himself, from a Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions. Of course, Louie from the Frozen Pyra podcast, and of course, Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Let's talk about Mr. Simeon Rice, because you saw the emotion today being announced. It's the 16th member in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history. 67.5 sacks, Leo Haggerty, his first 5 years. On top of that, and this is from Joe Bucs fan, Rice also notched 7 postseason sacks for the Bucs in 5 games, and over 100 sacks. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Did the Bucs get it right with inducting him into the Ring of Honor by the Bucs?
No, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because he wasn't in the Ring of Honor. Now he's in. Now Ira Kaufman has some ammunition to go and say, hey, got a guy in the Ring of Honor. Yeah, he played with Sapp and Lynch and Barber and Brooks. But you know what? They didn't win the Super Bowl till he showed up. Ira Kaufman now can put some bullets in that gun when he goes up, because now he's a Ring of Honor person. And you know what, guys? I think it's a great move, because when you look at that defense, dear God, it had playmakers all over the place. And I was telling Louis the other day, I said, think about this. When the Buccaneers subbed on 3rd down, they took one guy out.
Mm-hmm.
They took Al Single and out, brought Brian Kelly in. When the Eagles did it, they took 8 guys were coming in. It was like, looked like a Chinese fire drill. People coming in, people coming out. The Bucs had 10 of their 11 guys were every down players. That doesn't even happen today.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good that defense was. Now, you know, guys, we keep saying that, you know, the Bears defense that year was better. The Ravens. Think about this. The Bears defense was such an anomaly. All right, there's my SAT word.
Listen to you.
Oh, Leo word.
A 46 defense. It was unheard of. People didn't know how to react to it. The Bucs lined up 4 guys and say, here we come. It's just the way it is. And that's pretty much what the Bucs did. And again, I still think that 99 defense was better. When you come out, when Brooks broke that guy's leg, and there's on NFL films, when they have the Rams, DeMarco Farr is basically saying, yeah, hey, we won this game, and then we go to the NFC Championship game, and there's pictures of Sapp and Brooks walking at him. He goes, I've never seen our offense that year walk off the field, and there was fear in their eyes.
Peter, let me ask Leo a word. Leo, let me ask you. The injury on the Rams, going back to Buccaneer playoffs much earlier, why would that have a significant? Why would that be of significant historical value for the Buccaneers and what they had for an injury in the playoffs with the Rams back in '79?
Well, they were so scared. The Rams receivers wanted no parts of going over the middle after that.
No. Oh,
if
no.
you look, the catch Ricky Prome's on the side. It's on the sideline.
That's
nobody in the Rams said, "Hey, I ain't going over the middle. I ain't gonna let 55 hit you." And I don't know if anybody
55 said to him. Did you see what Derek Brooks said to him? He goes, "Every time you come in the middle of the field, I'm gonna knock your ass out." I remember that.
Yeah,
he was mic'd up. He goes, "Every time you come through the middle, I'm gonna knock you out." And
don't forget, though, it was back in '79. Back in 79-80, it was Jack Youngblood and that Rams defense that broke Doug Williams' jaw, which literally took our starting quarterback out of the mix as this Buccaneers team was continuing to as they were trying to rise and continuing to build up. And it was Jack Youngblood and that Rams defense. They broke Doug Williams' jaw on a hit, which back then, I don't know, today, if somebody broke a quarterback's jaw, if they broke Brock Purdy's jaw, I don't even know what kind of call they would make for that guy. That's significant.
Hold on. Youngblood was playing with a broken leg at the time, by the way, which is
I hated the Youngbloods. Screw those guys.
But
yeah, you're right, Peter.
And I agree. Williams goes out and Leroy Selman goes out in that game, and I remember that story because my mom told me that story, and I thought she was like telling stories.
I was there.
Well, there was a phantom hold when Jimmy Giles caught a touchdown pass.
Mm-hmm.
They still don't know who that holding penalty was on.
Nobody.
All of a sudden, that game's going to be 9-7.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
You got Leo Haggerty on here, and of course, 99. You talk about it, Hardy Nickerson, but I still think 2002 with Simeon Rice, and he really solidified that situation. With that being said, National disrespect runs true when it comes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll move on from Simeon Rice at this point. And I wanted to read these comments from some analysts right now talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is from Henry McKinnon, who predicted in 2025 that not only the participants, Tampa Bay is going to be sitting at home watching. He says the Carolina Panthers are going to win the NFC South division. Yes, I have the Panthers in the 4th spot after taking home the NFC South title. Few were paying attention at the end of the last year, but Bryce Young put together an 8-game run that completely changed my perspective on him. And Coach
Right.
Hold on. There could be something special brewing in Carolina. It would take much to win the NFC South. It might simply take an aligned coach and quarterback. But on top of that, the Panthers will also have a slew of off-season additions from Tatoria McMillan to defensive tackle to Sean Wharton to safety Trevon Mooring. Carolina's
What's this guy's name?
It's Henry McKinnon.
Ass kisser, whatever.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Carolina's tied for the 5th easiest strength of schedule. According to last year's records, things are lining up. Also, if somebody didn't learn from their mistake in the first place, because we remember Jason Light confronting Sports Illustrated writers at the time, saying the Bucs would only have 2 wins. This is from our friends from Joe Bucs fan in care of S.I. Gilberto Manzano is not impressed with the Bucs. In fact, he says it's probably not wise to doubt the Buccaneers, who won 4 consecutive NFC South titles. But, however, giving me a little Stephen A. Smith, however, Baker Mayfield will be without former offensive coordinator Liam Cohen. Has a tough plate.
Ball. It's too ball.
Hold on. Road matchups against the Texans, Lions, Bills, and Rams, and the Bucs. The Buccaneers can prove they're still the team to beat in the division by knocking off the Falcons in Week 1.
Well, that's a narrative. Yeah, I mean that's low hanging fruit. The Falcons are the second best team. The Bucs are the best.
By the way, he says that the Bucs will have a losing record this season. The new kings in the NFC South will be Dave Canales and the stinking Panthers. Once again, Carolina. Now, we've heard this from Harry. He thinks they've improved. I think it's interesting that the NFL has scheduled the Panthers there that last week. Maybe they think there's something up. The Panthers played well. I mean, is this disrespect once again warranted, Leo Haggerty, when it comes to Panthers and Bucs talk?
Well, you know what? I don't think they play the Panthers until 3 weeks before the end of the season and then the last game.
Correct.
So they're going to go through the whole season before they see that. You know what, guys? The one thing we got to understand, and the one thing, obviously, these Sports Illustrated people and these so-called experts don't understand is you never are the same. You either get better or you get worse. Now, what tells me that Carolina is going to jump to a 10, 11, or 12-win team? Nothing. They're going to win maybe 7, 8, 9 games right in there. Because I'll tell you what, Canales will get that thing rolling. He will. The big fear I have is Atlanta, because they're going to be able to score points. And that's what's got the Bucs. And again, forget about the first 4 games. Forget about Atlanta. Forget about Houston. Forget about the next 2, the Eagles and the Jets. Forget about that. Because those first 4 games are immaterial, because teams are still trying to figure themselves out.
And Leo, I'll tell you this right now: the reason why the difference between the difference between the Panthers winning 11 and 9 games is the fact that Buccaneers will sweep both games in 2025. This is an improving Carolina team. Dave Canales has brought this team confidence, and they've got Tempe. They've got an owner that's going to invest in this team to make it a winner. But at the end of the day, if the Buccaneers were to lose 1 of 2 or 0-2 to the Panthers in the last 3 weeks of the season, I don't want to be in a freaking playoffs. Give us a 3rd or 4th place schedule, and let's go 2026. The Buccaneers do not lose 1; they win both games against the Panthers, and that's the reason why they're 9-8 or whatever instead of winning 11 games in 2025.
You know what, though, Ray? Here's the problem. by then we have no idea how injuries are going to play into this.
Ouch. Yes.
That's the biggest problem. There's two things you can't handicap, and Harry the Greek will tell you this.
Yeah.
Turnovers and injuries. You can't handicap it.
Right.
I mean, I think the biggest mistake is everybody's saying about the Bears going to the playoffs. That's not going to happen. I mean,
Wow.
you talk about no. I mean, they're not even going to win that division. I mean, come on, they're the third best team right now. Maybe.
Well, now hold on. Now let's go ahead and be fair about this. I'll go ahead and defend some Bears fans out there because we have Roger and Travis.
Vikings have a new quarterback.
Shut up and be quiet.
Go ahead. No, you're going to make this argument. Why are the Bears the second best team? Because the Lions are the best team in
They
the
have a
NFC.
quarterback that's unproven.
Period. Here, guys.
Sorry.
Packers, you could definitely put in that conversation. I don't know if the Vikings are in it. I'm not sure what a rookie quarterback and JJ
Drake May
going to do. Enough with Drake May. We'll see what happens. All right. Back to the North. Caleb Williams, I think they've done everything there. And what the Bears and Bears fans are looking at is they've improved the offensive line. They put the weapons around them. We've got a running game now. And they've got a defense. So I certainly think it's possible. Detroit's lost both coordinators. They still have some weapons there, but they've lost both coordinators. That's tough to replace. Philadelphia.
Yeah, Peter, but we're talking about a guy going in as a new head coach.
I get it.
And you got 3 new offensive linemen.
We've seen it happen.
It's going to be 6 games minimum before they get continuity.
Agreed.
And cohesiveness. That's not good. And again, my brother Tom preached this when Caleb Williams was coming out. He doesn't process quickly. He was out there, and it may not be his fault. Playing behind that offensive line out of USC, he had all day in the world to throw. Now it's 1-2, and you better get rid of it. And he couldn't do it. They're going to have to come up with a huge running game to stop that pass rush. Because right now, they got film on Caleb Williams. And right now, he gets back there and he doesn't know where to go, and he can't find that second guy quick enough.
So now, Leo, I hear you saying that it really comes down to what type of coach Ben Johnson is. Because if Ben Johnson's the guy, right, brings in that confidence that he brought when he brought the offense for the Lions had that offensive line, the Bears went out and spent in the offseason on this offensive line. But it really comes down to the type of coach. Can Ben Johnson gets his team to buy in? Because Caleb may take an extra second to process, but there's no doubt this kid's a great quarterback. And if you're going to give him an offensive line and some tight end, what kind of offense Ben Johnson brings in here, I mean, that's great. I think that what you're saying, though, is that the Lions are probably the best team in the NFC North. The Bears have a shot at being the second best team, and the third best maybe comes between the Packers and the Vikings, or is it just a toss-up between the 3 teams for second place?
Well, you know what, Ray? I'm going to ask you this question. What has Caleb Williams done in the NFL to tell you he's a great quarterback? I'm not
Nothing.
I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm seeing a very average quarterback right now who last year may have been dooming to him because now they got a D-teach. The worst thing you have to do as a coach, and Ben Johnson's coming in, and he's looking at film and he's going, my God, I got to de-teach this kid.
Yeah.
Because this book coming out by Wickersham ain't going to help things in Chicago.
No.
Where basically his dad and the family said, hey, we didn't want him to go there. We were looking for ways to get out. We wanted him to go to Minnesota because Kevin O'Connell was a court. This kid is watching film alone. Now, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But it's Chicago. Welcome back. They haven't had a quarterback since Bobby Wade back in the 60s.
Well,
but when you look at what
Sid Luckman now, 43.
Oh, now you're going way back. Peter, you haven't even seen Wilt Chamberlain play, so you never saw Sid Luckman play.
Listen here. I guess Ray's gone. So Ray is gone. I know we're going to get Louis out of here, so I guess we lost Ray there, but you're exactly right. I did not see Wilt Chamberlain play, and I have to see some highlights. You talk about it all the time, but yeah, Luckman. I mean, Luckman's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears that you always associate with, not only Jim McMahon, but Luckman. So, I mean,
and that's back in the 50s, Peter. That tells you how good they are. Think this is the team that took Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
True. Louis, I know you got to get out of here, man.
I-
Give me some final thoughts.
I will say this about the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to take a little bit of time, especially with an offensive line, to really get those guys in sync. I don't think they're going to start off strong. I don't think they're going to start off good. But I will say this. I think they're going to be a strong contender for a wild card. I think they will compete at the back end of the season. And I think if they get into the postseason, I think they will be a dangerous team to face because they did load up on defense. Yes, they did pay for an offensive line. I think the problem with Caleb Williams, his rookie year, he kind of really reminded me of Jameis Winston, just because of not knowing when to end a play, not knowing when to just go to your check down or throw the ball away, live to fight another down. He would try to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, if he can clean that up, I think he could be a very good quarterback. Now, rewinding back to like the Buccaneers and Carolina Panthers, I'm going to go ahead and say the Carolina Panthers, we're going to split the division. I mean, we're going to split the series with them. I think they're going to take one, and we're going to take one. I do predict the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on paper. So everybody out there watching, this is not my final prediction. This is what I'm saying. On paper, this team on paper is like a 13 win team, in my opinion. Right now, the preseason hasn't been played. I don't know what they look like. I don't know what the offensive coordinator is trying to do. We haven't seen anything yet. We're only watching guys run around in shorts and T-shirts and helmets. Hell, I can look like an all-star with that on too. Maybe a little bit slower than those guys, but I'm sure I can do the same. But as far as this division goes, I think the Buccaneers are going to be on their heels, but they really have to start off strong, and they have to really get into the nitty-gritty and win these games early. You cannot fall behind because I think Atlanta is going to compete as per usual. I think they start to fall off, but I still think that second place in the NFC South is going to be 9-8, and I think the Falcons. We haven't even talked about what was it? They just released. Did they just release Justin Simmons?
I didn't see that, but I let me go in and check really quick. So
I think something's going on with that situation over there. I could be wrong.
All right. So we'll keep you we'll keep you up to date on that. Let me go ahead and look really quick here.
Yeah, I got some time.
Simmons. Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I'm leaving early because I have to wake up early. I got a new job, and we start early to leave early because my commute is about an hour and a half. If we start at normal time, man, I wouldn't get home until like 6:30. So we're trying to get there early and start early to leave early.
Well, it looks like he was released. He's been released. He wants to sign with the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see what happens there. But man, I appreciate the time as always. Get out of here. Get rest. Good luck with the new job, man. And go ahead and end it off like you always do, my friend.
Leo, I will see you Thursday. That is your time slot from now on, if you can. 7:30 to 8. That is your time slot.
I'm on it, big boy.
All right, man. 7:30, Tampa Bay Buccaneer Talk, Frozen Pirate Podcast. Where else? Right here on the Sports Web. Go like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go hit the bell notifications every Thursday, 7:30, with yours truly, the captain of that ship, joined by Mr. Leo Haggerty. Hopefully, Peter can. I think Peter's a little afraid to hop on this ship, the Frozen Pirate Podcast.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm not. I've been busy here trying to work some things out, but I promise you I will definitely jump on with you.
Hey, Louis, you don't want him on anyway. His walls are falling off. Look at that.
I told him, I said, when I go down there, I'm going to go to Home Depot. Yeah. I'm going to build him a backdrop where he can hang everything perfectly. And he has a nice background. We're going to make it look like a pirate ship for him.
And I'll be your Manuel labor.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, guys. Webheads, thank you guys for joining. As always, it's a pleasure to be on this show. Make sure you join us 7:30 on the Frozen Pirate Podcast. You never know who's going to show up, and we always have a good show lined up. Jokes, kind of like earlier. You heard about chickens and Giselle rolling around with jiu-jitsu coaches, marriage counselors. That was fun. Peter, Leo, peace.
Take care.
All right, good stuff here. Leo, of course, Louis from the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Thanks a lot for your time here on the Evolution, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a great show, guys.
Yep, good stuff there. We'll come back out to the 2-shot. I know Leo can't stay for long because we got to bring in the left-hander. But just give me some final thoughts here on the new rule changes. Tush Push, Simeon Rice being in. Again, national disrespect for the Bucs. Final thoughts on the evolution of sports talk television, my friend.
Well, I think that I'll start with the disrespect. And I think what people are banking on is what I've talked about.
Yeah.
Baker can't put 3 seasons together healthy. And it's not because he can't stay healthy. It's the way he plays.
Right.
He plays, every play is his last play.
Reckless. It's reckless sometimes. Yeah.
And it's reckless abandon is
Correct.
what it is.
Right.
And you know what? You want that in a guy, but you want that. I'm going to go back to Cam Newton. If people would have hit Tom Brady the way they hit Cam Newton, they'd have been out of the league.
Right.
I mean, they'd have run him out. But it's interesting to see. The tush push, Roger Goodell doesn't like it. He wants it banned. Well, here's the thing. Remember the day when you could hit receivers all the way down the field?
Yes.
They didn't like that. So now they're saying no contact after 5 yards because they wanted to put back in the game some points. The fact that they're able to do this, and there's not a whole lot of teams that can do it, and people don't realize it. Green Bay does it. Baltimore does it, but they don't do it with their quarterback. They do it with the tight end. And that's something that they need to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because somebody can't stop it doesn't mean it's illegal.
Right.
And, the fact that you've got to get 5 offensive linemen about 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
Because Rod Marinelli, and I'm going to go to Simeon Rice real quick.
Yeah.
Rod Marinelli told me, I said, Rod, because everybody said, can Simeon play the run? Rod Marinelli looked me in the eyes. He said, you know how we play the run? On the way to the quarterback. It's all about getting to the quarterback. And I know, Peter, you didn't have a chance to see this, but they had a dummy. And the dummy had an arm on it. How many times did you see the Bucs sack a quarterback by hitting his throwing arm or hitting the ball? They would work on that every single day during individual period. Boom, boom, boom. Go after that arm. And by God, they did it. So, and again, now the Bucs, how long did Simeon play for the Bucs? 5 years?
I believe it was from 2001 to 2006, I believe.
Okay,
So
5 or 6 seasons.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 seasons. Yeah.
This is paving the way to try and put Brady in. Because now you can say, well, Simeon was only here 5-6 years.
Right.
Brady was here 3. Both of them have a Super Bowl.
Right.
Okay. I think there's some planning.
6 seasons, by the way. 6 seasons. He was here from 2001 to 2006. And then, of course, he spent his time there with Arizona and started off with 1996. So 6 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So,
and with Peter, I stood next to the guy. He was a physical specimen.
Right.
In fact, Roxanne Wilder and I, when we were doing the show with Todd Callis over on, back then it was Channel 47.
Yes, Catch 47. I remember.
And we were on it, and we used to do a segment called Wild Rice. And he would say the most outlandish, crazy things, and we would put it up for 30 seconds and then comment on it. But I'll tell you what, you wanted a soundbite? Simeon Rice gave it to you.
Good stuff. And as I said here on this show, loquacious. And today, when you hear him, it's very heartfelt. He's very appreciative of the Glazers, of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, become the 16th member in the Ring of Honor, and he definitely deserves it. That's been the question for the night. You answered it. Legend, Mr. Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. Go ahead and promote yourself here on the Sports Web.
Well, I just put up a post today about NIL, how it's out of control. The NCAA needs to show a little bit of oomph-papa and put some rules in. And you know what? If somebody say they're going to sue you, just say, bring it on. You're Goliath. And lawyers don't have a bag of stones like David. That's in the Bible. That's not happening here. Just make a rule, stand by it, and if somebody decides to sue you, crush them like a bug because you're that way. Go to YouTube, go to Instagram, you'll see it. It'll be up there. And I'll tell you what, I got some footage today on USF Golf. One of their best players is from India. And he was called the Tiger Woods of India, which is really neat because the guy's like 5'6", 5'7", and can play golf. They went out last week to Bremerton, Washington. Now that's 3,200 miles.
Right.
It's cold. It was wet. They went the first 2 rounds over par. So they're like 9 over par. They shoot on the last day as a team 10 under to qualify for the Nationals. They're heading out to Carlsbad, California this week. And they're going to fly out tomorrow because USF has enough common sense. Let's get these guys out early.
Right.
They got to get used to the weather. They got to get used to the time change because they're also playing not on Bermuda grass, bent grass. And everybody said grass is grass. No, it's not. It's different. But Peter, thanks for having me on. And I will talk to you on Wednesday, my brother.
I got 2 questions for you really quick here. David wants to ask, and I don't know if you can do this or not, about the USF situation, the stadium situation, and then also the no-name defense. How does the no-name defense stack up versus the all-time defenses of all time? What do you say about that? Good point.
It's up there. It's in the conversation. Again, you go undefeated in the NFL, you got to be doing something right.
Right.
So the stadium situation is still on task to open up in 2028.
All right.
They broke ground. You can see all the earth movers over there. You can see all the cranes and everything. So it has started. They're moving on it. But I'll tell you what, Peter, once they get that built, look out because they're going to pack the place. You got 44,000 undergrads at USF. Now they can walk to the stadium, then go back to their room and have a cold beverage and come back in after halftime. That is going to be a whole lot different than what they have at Raymond James.
Yeah, that's a game changer, my friend. Leo Haggerty, we appreciate the time here on The Evolution, my friend. All right?
Have a good one, Peter.
All right, good stuff there. We'll come back to the single shot and hope and pray that the signs don't fall down again because it has been an eventful night. So to put in context here, when it comes to playoff standings, and I was looking at this, if this changes, which has been proposed, which once again, you win a division doesn't necessarily guarantee you a home playoff game at the end of the day. So winning the division means what now? What does that mean? So it comes down to record. So we could talk about that. Open phone line, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Now, in the current system, the Houston Texans went into Week 18 locked into the 4th seed, and the adjusted system seeds 4, 5, 6, or 7 would be possibilities at that point. So I understand where the NFL wants to go. They want to make this more competitive. They want to make sure the games mean something, right? Because already the Texans are locked in. So what do they have to play for? So you can rest your starters. I understand that. It helps the team sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. The LA Rams went into Week 18 knowing they'd be number 3 or 4 in the NFC. In the adjusted system, they could have been 4, 5, 6, or 7. The Philadelphia Eagles went into Week 18 set as the number 2 seed. In the adjusted system, they could have fallen to 3 with a loss. All 3 of those teams rested starters in Week 18 last year and wound up losing those games. Then won in the first round of the playoffs, to some degree rewarding their strategy. Changes everything. Like, I get it. You want to change it. You want to make it more competitive. How much more competitive can you make it? Like, this is the reason why you want to do it? Like, the NFL ratings are not high enough? The billions and billions of dollars of revenue is not good enough? Why the change now? Open phone lines if you have something to say about this and how it affects the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 727-255-0391 0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll go back out to these comments. As always, we don't want to neglect you guys because you have been writing lots of good comments here. So let's see where we led off. All right. So, okay. Let's see. All right. So I remember when Rice was on the Cards with Swan Wadsworth back in 1998, way back then. All right. Let's see. Peter Blake, I got to keep you on your P's and Q's. Laugh out loud. That you do. Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you?
Right, exactly. I know Alex wanted to call in there. Alex, call back if you want to. We'll get you on here as we haven't had many phone calls tonight. I know Roger tried to call, but it's been a busy night of great talk, great conversation. You know, and there you go. Ask for it. Here it comes. So stand by. We'll go out to one of my favorite webheads, a big-time Rays fan. We'll give out some tickets, too, here in the coming shows. Let's go out to Mr. Alex Nunster. Welcome to the Evolution after the Rays fall. And then, of course, what we've been talking about tonight, Simeon Rice being the 16th member inducted into the Ring of Honor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Did they get it right? Welcome to the Evolution.
Of course they got it right.
Okay. And why did they get it right?
Dude, the legend.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's simple. It's that simple, Alex. That's it, huh?
It's that simple for me.
Okay.
Hey, Peter.
Yes.
I need to talk to you for a minute, my man.
What's up, man?
Explain this to me.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Is this about the Rays? Because I think you're.
Yes.
I feel like you're about to go off on me about the Rays. So go for
Can
it.
you believe this?
I believe it. I heard about
Guy
it.
on third,
With no
one
outs, and they're not able to get him in.
and Walls is bunting. Explain that to me. Again, I want to repeat it. A guy on third, one out, and Taylor Walls is bunting, and he bunts out.
Well,
explain that to me.
Well, if he hits away and he strikes out. Hold on a sec. I don't know what's going on here. I'm hearing some noise here. Stand by, Alex. Okay, go. If he hits away and he strikes out, then you're going to be critical of Cash because he didn't bunt or try to play small ball, right? So you're trying to play small.
Well, here's the mistake.
Okay.
Why would you not go to your bench? Meissner was on the bench. There were so many options on the bench with the game on the line.
Well, is Meissner? I thought Meissner was hurt. Is Meissner hurt? I thought he was hurt.
I don't think he was in the lineup today.
Right. I think he's hurt.
Is he hurt?
I believe he is. Yes. I believe
Either way, explain to me why we're bunting with one out, man on third.
Maybe he's not hurt. I don't know. I don't understand it. I really don't. I really don't understand.
No team does that.
Right. I don't understand.
Dude, I'm so mad because I sent multiple people to the game today, and they had to watch that shit show of an inning. That is heartbreaking to us Rays fans. Stu, sell the team, damn it.
Well, it's not just Stu selling the team. It's about spending money at in the proper places where you.
Analytics, bro. Analytics. But that is an analytic move.
Well, they love that. They love the analytics of
on
it.
Third with the one out, no team in baseball with the one out will bunt.
And with Taylor Walls of all players.
And with Taylor Walls.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. You got me on that one. Whether Meissner was there. I mean, you have nobody on the bench at that point. Nobody can come up and pinch hit for Walls. Nobody.
Even still. For 3 on the day. Another one. 2 straight batters who were struggling all day, and you don't pitch hit. I mean, what are we doing?
Well,
I'm so mad, bro.
It's the Rays way, man. It's very frustrating right now to be a Rays fan. It's very frustrating, especially at home because they can't score runs. They do have some fight tonight where they get down 3-0. They tie the game up, and then they end up losing. And I just can't believe they had a man on third. It was at 1 out or man on third with no outs.
It was man on third, 1 out.
Okay.
And Taylor Walls is bunting and pops out, and Roy Vet comes out and pops out to end the game.
Yeah, he's terrible. I mean, how many
out.
hits did he have for the day?
Terrible, bro.
Didn't he have a home run? Did he have a home run?
He's batting under 100.
But he had a home run, as El Bushman mentioned. So, I believe.
I wish he was on here so I can ask him, like, bro, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like,
Alex, I don't know what to say, man. You know, I was coming in. I was very optimistic. I thought the offense would be able to turn it around, but it is what it is. You know, you get what you pay for.
I'm going to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to share the truth.
You're going to stop being you're going to stop being a Rays fan, because I know that's not true, bro.
No, absolutely not. But I'm telling you, Rays fans, all you Rays fans out there, this is the year we take 100 losses incoming. 100 losses are incoming.
Oh, no. We'll see. We'll see,
Peter,
man.
I just want to tell you, dude, I love you, bro. I appreciate the show.
Love you, bro.
I appreciate all the special guests. Okay, I'll be honest with you, man. I didn't get to really watch today because I had a lot of softball this evening.
It's all good.
But I wanted to announce on the Sports Web right here, right now.
Yes.
That Big Al, I'm Big Al, is going to be giving out some Bucs tickets. Bucs tickets on the Sports Web. Stay tuned.
Yes,
Stay tuned.
you heard that right. Not just Rays
Stay
tickets, but Bucs
tuned.
tickets. This man has season ticket Bucs tickets available.
I love to bless this community. I love the Tampa Bay region. I love people, and I love our community. And I will be partnering with Peter Blake. I'll get with him here very soon before the season starts. We still got ways before the Bucs season starts.
Yes.
But Peter, I will get with you, my friend. And we are going to bless some people on the Sports Web, including us. We're going to go, my friend.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate you as always,
listen,
Alex.
I really appreciate everybody. I appreciate the show today. I appreciate all the guests. And I kind of missed the show because, like I said, I had a lot of softball this evening, but I'll get back to watch the show.
You can always watch it on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or all those.
You guys follow the Sports Web. There's a lot of great things coming on.
Yes.
And I appreciate the show. It brings a lot of the community together, the Tampa Bay sports community. So we appreciate what y'all do. And stay tuned because Big Al is going to be giving out some tickets on the Sports Web before the Bucs season starts when preseason comes around. Week 1. I'm saying it right now. Week 1. Preseason. I'm going to be handing out regular season game 1 tickets on the Sports Web the week I think they open up on a Sunday 1:00 against the Falcons at home. Is that home?
No. You got the Jets.
No,
you got the
Jets.
Jets. No, you got the Jets. The Jets are the third game of the season, my friend. They start out with the Falcons.
I have to get the home schedule
on the road.
Hey, Peter, I'll get with you, my friend. But
all right,
dude, we're gonna bless some people on the Sports Web, and then I'm going to give you tickets, my brother.
All right.
And you can take whoever you want. But listen, I appreciate what you guys do. Listen, the Rays suck. I cannot wait. Hey, listen, for the first time ever, I've never.
Hold on.
That's great enough to suck right there.
For the first time ever, I really hope J.P. Peterson's report is true about the Rays selling, because at this point, I hope I am wrong about the Orlando thing, but I just want this thing done because Rays fans are so fed up, man. I cannot believe we lost tonight, brother. I literally brought so many people to the game tonight to watch that embarrassment of a loss.
Sorry, my friend.
I brought 4 people tonight, brother. 4
people tonight, and a lot of people watched that team lose, and the manner that they lost in the 9th inning makes no sense. Once again, Alex, appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right,
my brother.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. What's your name? Where you calling from? You're on the Evolution.
Sun Devil Dave's back, baby.
What's going on, Sun Devil Dave? I got to give it to you right there
tonight.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Louis, Leo, you guys
Yeah,
are on top of things.
we're
I
trying,
wanted
man.
to just clarify. I put a whole bunch of comments, but number one, I know we were talking about Peyton Manning and his run. I believe somebody was talking about how Peyton had a couple of great Super Bowls with the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Just to clarify, Super Bowl 50,
Right.
he completed 13 of 23 passes for 141 yards, 1 interception, 2 fumbles.
Yes,
He
I
sacked
think
5
I
times.
read
Okay,
that.
Broncos won that Super Bowl.
Correct. With Von
Okay.
Miller and I'm
Right.
trying to think of
Look,
the other
I
guy.
love-
Yes.
It was Cam got sacked and fumbled too, and
But it was Von Miller.
Levon
Who was the
Miller
other
was the
guy?
best player on the field.
Who was
So
the other
he
guy
took-
that was
he
on
won
the
it.
other side?
It was
For
I forgot.
former Cowboy.
Oh,
I can't think of his
Gotta go
name
back
now.
on.
All right.
So, anyways, look, I love Peyton. Look, Brady never lost 42-8 in the Super Bowl, and Brady I don't think ever got sacked. Had 2 fumbles, interceptions, sacked 5 times.
He was terrible that year. 9 touchdowns and 16 interceptions.
Yeah, just like I think Ben Roethlisberger won that Super Bowl against Seattle, and he had like a QBR of like 10.
Yeah.
Over that game,
yes.
2005 Super Bowl.
Yes.
So I mean, it always I love Peyton. I just wanted to bring it up. Also, the Bucs had since 99 to 2025.
DeMarcus Ware, by the way, that's his name. DeMarcus Ware.
Okay.
Yes.
Most top 10 defenses since 2000. The Bucs are ranked, I think, number 5 with 9 top 10 defenses. Now that's not including the 95 to 99 season.
That is correct. That's my point. That has been my point of contention. Amazing. Everybody talks about the Bears for 1 year. Okay. The Ravens for 1 year. Okay. The Steelers
top 10 defenses.
Correct.
Steelers had 12. Now here's something that's crazy. The Patriots have had 13 top 10 defenses since 2000.
That is correct. That's a big. I mean, a lot of people say Tom Brady and the wide receivers, but it was definitely the defense. Yes,
absolutely. Also, Caleb did ponder in the book. They talk about that. They also thought about maybe even going to UFL because he wanted to avoid going to the Bears.
Oh my God. You and the UFL, you love that, don't you? How was it? Give me the UFL update here.
UFL was great. I watched the half. It was the
hold on a sec.
DC Defenders.
That's what we got right there. We got the chime there. So go ahead and
we got to get a UFL.
We got a UFL. UFL chime. Yes.
Try to watch at least a game next week, guys. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but
I'm gonna try.
The energy, the passion, like you said, bring your passion, bring excitement.
Yeah.
Watch the UFL. Just don't bring any nonsense. It's really good football. I mean, the production's great. They have a body cam. They interviewed a long snapper who recovered a fumble on a muffed punt.
Uh-huh.
The long snapper's all excited, but the great thing about it is he looks at the commentary and says, "Hey, look, I got to go back to practicing my long snaps. We might go punt again." So everyone's just focused on getting better because they know that this is their golden goose to try to get in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a different energy because everyone's just hitting hard, and I like the game. 2 quarterbacks are great, Perez, and then I forgot the other guy's name. Kellen somebody, but it was really good football. I mean, all the games I think were 2 or 3 point score differentials.
Okay,
so try to watch.
I'm gonna try to tune in, but you're gonna give me a UFL update. We're gonna get some music for you. You're gonna give me a UFL update every Monday night here on the Sports Web. All right.
Yeah, and also I think the Bears are going to struggle. I agree with Leo. As much as I love the Bears, he did bring up some things. You got to build that consistency with the O-line. You got a new coach. Also, they have the second toughest.
But with that
NFL
being said,
too.
Ben Johnson, I believe that's his name, right? Ben Johnson, who's done a great job with developing Jared Goff, and he gets credit for that. And a lot of people go, well, why is Jared Goff a good quarterback? Why did Jared Goff earn that contract? Because of Johnson. So that's what the Bears are anticipating when it comes to Caleb Williams, to have the same. True. I mean, that's the reason why Liam Cohen got hired by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They want that carryover from Baker Mayfield for Trevor. God, man, I'm just Trevor. Right,
Sunshine.
Yes.
I love Trevor. But Trevor's all hyping up Hunter.
Right.
He's like, man, he's going to be a great O-line. I'm like, I don't think they should run
Trevor Lawrence.
Ways,
man, I'm just forgetting every name Lawrence. Tonight. It's crazy.
Just call him Sunshine, man.
Well, Sunshine, but it's just crazy right now. It's getting late, and I'm tired of these signs falling down at this point.
Excellent show.
Thank you.
Wrap it up. You're doing great.
Thank you.
I'll cut you on Wednesday. We got to do a Sunday night main event preview on Wednesday night.
Sunday night. Okay, so we got a Saturday night main event preview. Yeah. We'll definitely do that for Turnbuckle Talk, and we got a surprise for you guys on Wednesday nights. So
the
tune
Hulkster
in.
might show up.
I didn't say that. Now, come on. Just what we're doing here in the next couple of weeks. Just tune in.
I'll
be
looking forward to it.
All right, my friend. I appreciate you.
Go to Sun Devils.
Sun Devils. There you go. Good Sun Devil Dave right there. Open phone line 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Christopher Cole says Cubs need a dominant closer. Kyle says, all love, Louie. I respect your opinion. We appreciate that. Oh, look who's calling in.
Acknowledge me.
The tribal troll for the night here, Mr. Roger Shue. Welcome to the Evolution.
The Sun Devil followed up by the Tribal Troll.
There you
baby.
go. All you guys are from Policy Scout. Love you guys. Love the support. Appreciate you.
Chicago Takeover.
Well, listen now. Leo had some comments.
Started with the Greek.
Controversial comments about Caleb Williams and his struggles. He doesn't necessarily think they're going to have a chance to win the NFC North. What do you say?
Ben Johnson changed Caleb's footwork.
Okay.
It's going to be a completely different quarterback than what you saw last year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also offensive line wise, right?
That's the whole team's completely different.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely different, especially up front. And that's what they're anticipating.
Absolutely.
All right. What else?
So, what about Simeon Chicken and Rice getting in the Ring of Honor?
Well, that's a Fighting Illini guy. You should be happy for him.
That's the Ring of Honor is his Hall of Fame because he'll never sniff the Hall of Fame.
Well, that's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous comment by you. You should be ashamed of yourself because hold on a sec, Roger. Stand by. Hold on. Hey, Cole, CSB brothers, stand by. We got Roger on the line here. We'll finish up with him. We'll come out to you, all right? Stay online.
Sure.
All right. Let me go out to Roger here. Shame on you because he has over 100 sacks, and he's right up there with Jason Taylor and Michael Strahan, which, by the way, are in the Hall of Fame. So stop spewing nonsense here.
Why hasn't Simeon made it in yet?
I don't know why he hasn't. I'm going to ask Ira
exactly.
Kaufman. Well, no, that's not exactly. It happens. Players get passed over. They're not always first ballot. But when it comes to doing something that a lot of guys can't do, which is valued with a lot of NFL general managers and owners, you have to put him up there in that Hall of Fame status. I'm sorry, especially if he is right up there with Taylor and Strahan, which, by the way, Strahan won a title. Rice won a title. Did Taylor ever win a title? I don't think so. And he's still in the Hall of Fame. So enough with that nonsense. Go ahead.
Also, Cubs blow the lead in the bottom of the ninth and lose 8-7 to the Miami Marlins.
There you go. Go Cubs.
Which I'm sure you already knew.
Go Cubs. Yeah, there you go. Marlins are hot right now.
We're still light years ahead of your Tampa Bay not sunshine Rays.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the Rays are garbage. They're almost as bad as the White Sox.
It's a long season. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm not ready to give up on them yet.
How bad are the White Sox, dude?
They're bad. They're pretty bad, man.
They're not going to win. They're going to lose.
They're not as bad as the Rockies.
Games.
They're not as bad as the Rockies, right? It could be as bad as the Rockies. I keep on telling Rays fans that. What if you were the Rockies? Huh? How many wins they have this year?
What's the Rockies' record? I don't even know.
Well, see, now I got to look. You got to make me do research here on the run because my staff is off for the night. So let's go ahead and see where the Rockies are at. Oh, they're at a robust right now. They're beating the Phillies, so we'll see how that lasts. 8-38. Congratulations!
That's great up the suck right there.
Yeah, 8-38. Yep, right up. That's a great job. Right up. Right up there with my first hour, by the way.
I know it's the wrong night of the week for turnbuckle talk.
Yes, but what do you want to talk about?
Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Two things happened.
Okay.
Roxanne Perez is now the newest member of Judgment Day.
Wasn't she already Roxanne Perez?
No, you're thinking of what's her name? Oh crap. What's her name? She's teaming up with Liv Morgan. They're tag team champs.
Well, yeah. That's who I thought it was. But you're okay. So I know the little one, short. Yeah. Okay, the future from NXT. Okay.
She just got called out from NXT.
Okay, so Roxanne Perez now in Judgment Day. All right, we'll see if that works.
Right. Zoe Starks.
Yeah.
Suffered a possible career-ending injury on Monday Night Raw. Remember when Sid Vicious broke his leg?
Yes, jumping off the top rope there, not the top. The top rope.
This injury looks similar without the bone coming through his leg.
Ooh, wow, that's awful.
Her thigh went straight down to the mat.
Oh,
and from her knee down went directly to the right.
Yikes!
So it looked like she tore everything in her knee.
That's painful. That's painful, and that's a shame.
Just like this, I'll send you a picture of it, dude. It's gross.
All right.
It's horrible, and I feel so bad for her. But I mean, as soon as it happened, the doctors came pouring into the ring.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's when you know it's not a storyline. And when you see
Yeah.
Sid Vicious and what he does there with, jumping off the rope there, and you see the way his leg moves, I mean, it's just crazy.
That literally, when that happened, made me throw up live when it happened.
Whoa, that's awful. So
yeah, but
all
yeah,
right.
so Zoe Stark, I don't know, what the prognosis is, but from the still pictures, it's horrific.
All right. We're going to check that out. We'll have the latest on that situation on Wednesday night on Turnbuckle Talk.
Have you heard anything? I heard earlier today the Bears, it's now official, they're moving to Arlington Heights, Illinois. Have you heard anything?
I've not heard anything about that situation, my friend. I'm not locked in as you are, so I'll definitely have to ask Kerry about it because he's more locked in with Chicago sports than I am.
Yeah, I heard that earlier, and I was like, I looked on Twitter and everything, and I couldn't find anything, so I don't know, but I don't know.
All right. Anything else here, my friend?
Yeah, are the Rays going to Orlando?
No, they're not going to Orlando. Get out of here with that. All right. Roger Shue, appreciate the call as always, my friend. All right.
Have a good night, brother. I'll see you in the morning.
Appreciate you, brother. All right. Yes. See ya. Policy Scout in the morning. Hopefully it's a better morning. Goodness gracious. Maybe I need to drink more coffee. Maybe I need to drink more Celsius or energy drinks to fire me up like I'm fired up right now here on a Monday night. A Simeon Rice Ring of Honor night here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Let me go out to CSB brother Cole. Cole, welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Your thoughts? Simeon Rice in the Ring of Honor, the right move here. What else is on your mind?
I think so. I think it's long overdue.
Okay.
I do. I really want to talk about this thing. The proposal that the Lions have put out that they want to change the playoff and they want to change the thing. That is the NFL is such a meritocracy that you need to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get the top spot to get the home field advantage. I love that the division winner, and I loved it when we were the top division. It's cyclical. Divisions change every year or every 5 or 6 years. Right now the NFC South is down, but at one point the NFC South was one of the top ones, or when it was the NFC North, or when we were in the Central or whatever it was.
Right.
They change. The strength of divisions change, and they're seeing that, okay, these guys have great quarterbacks, great young quarterbacks, so we want it to be the top records. That's such crap. It's such total crap. You win your division. Quit crying because you don't think you can win your division because you can't beat the Packers, whatever. Or, if you're the best team, win the dang division. Stop trying to change things. It doesn't guarantee a win anyway. We've had a home field advantage. It hasn't helped us very much.
Well, it helped against Philadelphia. Everybody else, not necessarily. You get your doors blown off by the Dallas Cowboys there.
By the Dallas Cowboys of all people.
Yes, on Monday Night Football, which was not good. And then you lose against the Commanders. Is it an advantage? Of course you want that home playoff game at the end of the day, but it kind of
they're just crying.
Well,
it
just defeats the purpose of winning your division at this point. Why are you winning your division?
Why have divisions?
Right.
Just have a conference.
Right.
The top teams in the conference go to. Why have divisions?
It doesn't matter.
Just eliminate the divisions altogether. Right. If that's how you're going to be, eliminate the divisions altogether. Forget playing your division opponent twice. Just play conference opponents and maybe 1 or 2 AFC opponents, and you'll be fine.
Why not? Why would you pay why not just change that too? Why are you playing your conference opponents twice a year? If the division is so bad, play the other teams. If it's going to matter that much, I don't understand it. I don't understand why they're doing it now. Although reading more into it.
They're doing it now because it helps them. Because it helps them to say, if we don't win our division, we're going to still get a home playoff game. That's crap.
Well,
win your dadgum division. The NFL, if nothing else, is a meritocracy. The best teams do something. It ain't about, having the best record. It's about winning your stupid division.
Yep.
And if you're not in a division you can win, then get better.
That's it.
It's just how I feel. And it's a long time coming for Simeon I have to say.
Yeah. Best memory of Simeon Rice?
The Super Bowl, obviously,
Of course.
because the
Of
Super Bowl, he should have been MVP, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean, I think Dexter Jackson gets way too much love for just being the MVP. I mean,
Well,
granted,
I
I'm
think
glad
Dwight
he
Smith.
did.
I think Dwight Smith also deserves
Yes.
some consideration there.
Yes,
and-
but the problem with Dwight Smith is that he got his interception after the voting was done.
Correct.
And that's why he didn't get the MVP. I think Simeon Rice, even
7 sacks in the postseason and 5 games. I mean, that's amazing. When when the lights are on the most, Simeon
Yes.
Rice is productive. So to me, that's a
Yes.
Hall of Famer. I don't know about you, but that's a Hall of Famer to me.
I don't know that he's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
I don't
because
know why. I don't know why people. Again, I don't like. He was a good player
if he would have
on
won
the
the
field.
MVP,
He was a good.
If he would have won the MVP, I think he would.
He was a good player off the field. He didn't have any character issues. People are like, well, he's just one-dimensional. I mean, come on. He got after the
That's
quarterback.
a heck of a dimension.
I mean, come on. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
That's a heck of a dimension.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Right.
If you're gonna have that, you gotta be good at it. He's
Exactly.
real good at
He was great at it. All right.
And honestly, I think he should have won the MVP. And I think if he wins the MVP in the Super Bowl, like John Madden, or was it John Madden who said he should have won the MVP in the Super Bowl? He would be in the Hall of Fame today. That's just my personal opinion.
All right. I don't know. How did he do in that Super Bowl 37? Because I don't remember him. I think I remember him with the sack, but let me just see.
He had 2 sacks.
He had 2 sacks in that game?
He had 2 sacks and a tackle for loss.
Wow.
And he had and I think 2 sacks early on, because he was very disruptive in the early going in that game.
All right, so here it is. Super Bowl. Okay. Rice had 5 tackles and 2 sacks on the Super Bowl and 15.5 on the season, including 11 sacks in a 5-game span over the next 3 seasons. That's what it's saying. And then it's also saying no sacks, 1 tackle, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass defense played a key role. This is saying this, and this is saying something else. So I'm trying to look right now to see what is correct, with Google being a joke at this point when it comes to Super Bowl statistics. But it says one thing here, and then it says something different. So let me see here. All right.
I thought he had 2 sacks. I honestly did thought he had 2 sacks, and that's why that he was an early candidate for
it
the
says
MVP.
it says here, and this is from Wikipedia, they beat the Oakland Raiders 48-21 for the first Super Bowl victory. Rice had 5 tackles, 2 sacks in Super Bowl, 15.5 sacks on the season, including 11 sacks in a 5-game span. Over the next 3 seasons, the Buccaneers only had 1 with a winning record and lost to the playoff appearance. They had Rice had an impressive season, recording 15, 12, and 14 sacks. Of course, 2006 was his final year. So there you go. You are correct about that, my friend. Winner, chicken dinner right there.
Thank you.
That's what it says. All right. What else, Cole?
No, that's pretty much all I had, except for it's a great show, and I'm so glad that he's getting his due.
Well,
I think this might be his only due, because I don't know that he's going to get into the Hall of Fame.
I will bet
really
you some wings is we will get together again. We'll get all of the web heads. We'll get together. I'll bet you some wings that he will get into the Hall of Fame. And I got to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to have Ira Kaufman of Joe Bucs fan, the Hall of Fame gatekeeper, if you will. I'll ask him the question again, because I asked him a couple years ago.
I thought he's done. I thought he's not doing that anymore.
I did not hear that at all. I believe he's still doing that.
He said that. He's like, I'm done. I got whatchamacallit.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready to
Barbary
say.
in.
I'm not ready to say he's done yet. We'll see. We'll definitely talk
I
to
thought I
Ira.
heard it from his own lips.
Did he say that?
On the sports web?
Did
I
he
don't
say
know.
that? All right. All right. Prayers to you, you and your mother and your family. All right, man. I
All right,
appreciate
thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you
Take care.
tuning in. Yes, absolutely. Always love when people tune in and they got something going on in their life and they still tune into this show. And it means a lot to me, because I can take your mind off of whatever is going on in your daily life. And we could talk Tampa Bay Buccaneer football, and we could talk NFL football, and we could talk playoff seeding, and we could talk tush push rule being eliminated or kept or whatever else you want to talk about. Or we could talk about the Tampa Bay Rays, but more than likely you don't want to talk about the Tampa Bay Rays because they lose tonight.
That's good enough to suck right there.
That's right, Tom. We need your bat there as a catcher. Remember, Tom was drafted, I believe, by the Montreal Expos as a catcher. I'll take Tom Brady as a catcher over what this team has right now at catcher.
shitter!
All right. Let's see. Sun Devil Dave says, just to clarify, in Super Bowl 50, Peyton Manning completed 13 of 23 passes for 141, 1 interception, 2 fumbles, also sacked 5 times. Broncos defense won that Super Bowl. Absolutely. Spygate, says Jim Sutton. Okay.
Oh, yeah!
Pitch Grid Pod, thanks a lot for tuning in tonight here on YouTube. We'll be back on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, same time. Same channel, 99 bucks. We're incredibly underrated. Sean King, what a hero for your all. No touchdowns in that game, of course. Sean King coming on as a rookie after Trent Dilfer gets hurt against the Seattle Seahawks. I believe, what is that, week 8 or week 9 in the season? Tony Dungy defense. All right. Monty Kiffin defense, you could say. David says, how does the no-name defense? We answered that question. Pitch Grid Pod. Here's the question. With the Niners giving 3 players top market money, are they throwing away team building, or is it genius to build a core? You got to build a core. And again, all this stuff about, paying players, the cap goes up every year. It's billions and billions of dollars of revenue. So when a team cries poor, I say, because I think they're full of it. Because again, teams are making money. Cap is going up every year. But that's why it's so important, right? When you get a rookie quarterback to have that rookie contract to try to win a Super Bowl, get to the playoffs as fast as possible, because you have that luxury of having that contract until the real contract kicks in. So good stuff there. Pitch Grid Pod. Purdy's 7th highest paid quarterback in the league based on. All right. I missed that 99 defense. Pretty good. Hardy Nickerson, of course. Didn't have Derek Brooks. You had Derek Brooks at the time. Had Hardy Nickerson. Warren Sapp was the defensive player of the year with 16.5 sacks. So there you go. No one wanted to mess with that middle. My goodness, that Tampa defense was such a staple of defense and still an integral part of the defensive strategy. Mike DeRoche, my opinion on Purdy is he's overrated. Teams with the most top 10 defenses since 2000. Points allowed. Patriots 13, Ravens 12, Steelers 10, Dolphins 9, Eagles 9, Buccaneers 9. There you go. Seahawks 8, Broncos 7, Panthers 7, Bengals 7, 49ers 6, and I guess the Jaguars there for 1. I don't know. Pitch Grid Pod. Panthers had a good draft, but they need to prove a lot to show they can contend. Agree. I still fully agree with Belichick, who said that you never know a team until November, December. That's when you know a team, honestly. Let's go out to David here. Bartleson, thanks a lot for tuning in there on YouTube. I think a new web head, so appreciate that. The offense is going to be absolutely insane. I really think they did a good job in adding the defense. We are a 13-plus team if we are relatively healthy. The key word is relatively healthy. You have to stay healthy, but I think I know this, that Jason Light and crew have drafted guys for depth purposes when it comes to cornerback, when it comes to edge rusher. They've done a good job of doing that in this draft. I think that's encouraging. And again, adding Hassan Reddick is a big-time get. Jim, they have to show me I'm not listening to sportscasters. Their agendas every year, ready to underrate the Buccaneers. What's new? You're exactly right.
Damn it, Jim. What the hell's the matter with you?
You're exactly right. Dave, Sun Devil Dave, Bears have the second toughest 2025 schedule too. Bucs basement. It's pretty obvious the playoff seating structure would greatly affect the Bucs since they've been the benefit of winning the worst division in football in 3 years running. Very true. It is one of the worst divisions in football. They get that 4th seed. You get that home game. Yeah, still have to win that division. Let's go out to... I don't know who this is. Welcome to the Evolution. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm John. I'm with the Pitch Grid Pod.
Oh, what's going on, boss? How you doing? Welcome to the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. Thanks a lot for your call. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, I was just going to say it's a long time coming for Rice being in the Ring of Honor for y'all. I thought that was a long time coming, and he should have had it years ago.
Right.
I'm shocked he wasn't already in, honestly.
Well, I agree. I agree with that. I don't know how they missed him on that, but it's definitely his time. And you look at his numbers, highly productive Tampa Bay Buccaneer player, edge rusher that they're most likely still searching for. Not saying that JPP or Shaq Barrett wasn't good, but over the time period there, what Rice did in those 5 years for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is pretty amazing.
I agreed, and I just wanted to give him some props for that.
Absolutely.
Also, I also wanted to give a little shout out to the Lions just for being a little salty this year. You gotta love to see it after being the 1 seed.
Right.
And I don't know. To me, it feels like now if that does happen, the division's just a T-shirt game at this point, which is to me fascinating.
Right.
What you could go back almost to the 2 divisions back in like the 90s when in each conference at that point. I think that would make it to me a much more palatable experience. Maybe that way you're not in like 4 different divisions and all that. I don't know.
Well, the Lions were the top. They finished the number 1 seed, so I don't understand why they're throwing this out there. Like I don't understand it. I don't really get it.
Right. I mean, same. It like I said, they're being salty, which is fun. We love to see it.
They lost. It doesn't matter. They got a home game and they got their asses kicked by the Washington Commanders. It wouldn't matter what seeding is going to change. They still got their ass kicked. That's it.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
And then their division partner, the Packers, are deciding to put the tush push out there.
Right.
For some reason.
They're just all working together at this point, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite creators, Tom Grossi. Let's talk about the collusion. There it is.
Well, I mean, you definitely have got a point. So that's for sure. Again, the Lions had a 15-2 record. People will talk about Minnesota. Well, they had to play on the road. Well, they didn't win the division. So now they don't have to win the division as long as they. To me, it's so frustrating. But again, the NFL is always changing everything, and they're trying to make it. I just don't understand it because, again, at the end of the day, you're making billions and billions of dollars. When it comes to the revenue, it's the top game in the business. I just think they're trying to do too much, right? You're trying to do too much, as the young kids would say. You're trying to do too much. You're not staying in your lane. But the games would mean more as my sign falls down once again. So I appreciate that. Thank you, sign, for falling down. So I think that will be the end of the show unless I can go ahead and get back there really quick and put that up. I'm just cursed tonight, pod. I really am. Pitch Grid Pod. I am cursed tonight with this stupid sign. So
also, hot take right before I go. Mike McDaniel might get fired this season.
Why do you say that?
He has not won a playoff game as with the roster that they have in Miami. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. You got one of the best receiving duos in the NFL.
Yeah.
You missed the playoffs last year or 2 years ago, one of the two. Or no, it's 2 years in a row now. And then if they miss it this year or they have another first round exit, he's gone. And they have such a favorable schedule this year. If they do not take advantage of it, we might see him canned mid-season.
So who are you thinking is going to be canned by mid-season? What's the hot take here on this?
Mike McDaniel.
Okay, I certainly think it's possible because he's been disappointing lately. He hasn't been able to develop that offense. There's some trouble there with Tyreek Hill. Tua hasn't been able to stay healthy. It's good analysis there, my friend. Definitely don't be a stranger here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television. All right.
Absolutely, man.
All right, man. Calling all the way from Kentucky. Love that. Tell you what I'm going to go and do because we still got some comments here. I'm going to go ahead and I really don't have a commercial here, so I guess I'm just going to play something from Harry the Greek in a minute. I'm going to try to put this sign back up again and not embarrass myself. I do apologize once again for seeing that shadow. You know how I'm about this. But let me go ahead and play this Harry the Greek clip there from FanDuel Sports. I believe it's from TVG. And we'll come back. We'll try to read the rest of these comments and take some more phone calls here on the Evolution.
We're here in the Keeneland room where a lot of VIPs take betting very seriously. And I have found no one other than Harry the Greek, I've been told is your name.
Absolutely. It's Harry the Greek. How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Now tell me some of the bets you have for today.
Oh, for sports with FanDuel? Unbelievable. I got some really good upsets this week. I actually played the Bears in the money line, and my upset special is the New York Jets.
Oh, got a sleeper. I like it. Okay, what about for the horse racing today?
A lot of pick fives, pick fours. We're having a fabulous time out here with Keeneland. And I'll tell you what, it's great to be part of the.
Well, that was quick. There you go. Thanks a lot, Harry, for that. So that's what we got here. You got to love that. You got to love Harry and what he does of course, being a big part of this show. And you got to love the fact that that sign still looks crooked, but I could care less at this point because it seems like every time we talk about the Rays, Tropicana falls down. So we're going to have to go back to Michael's. We're going to have to go somewhere, have to get some nails, put them in the wall or something. We're going to have to figure this out because I think it's fallen like 3 or 4 times a night. It is absolutely freaking cursed and enough. So let's go ahead and continue to read these comments. You're absolutely right, Bucs Basement. It definitely has benefited the Bucs. The Bucs have not played the best division, but it's still a division you have to win. It's disappointing because now you're going to have a top record, and there's no guarantee you get a home playoff game. Williams actually pondered the idea of playing in the UFL. Good for him. I don't know why he would do that. What's the news on Godwin? No new news. Pitch Grid Pod, Bucs and Falcons, definitely the top 2 in the division. Agree with that. I think the Panthers, until I see it, but they did play well the second half of the year. So I think that's where everybody is going off of when it comes down to it. Reckless Mayfield plus wins most of all time. Rod Marinelli was such a brilliant hire by Dungy. Dennis Green, disciple, I believe. Dungy's autobiography was such a great read. That is a great read. Good stuff there. That is crazy. 2014, 2015 Royals would totally have bunted there. Pitch Grid Pod. I mean, goodness, that's that grounder to Murphy in the 2015 World Series. And Hosmer running home was peak small ball. Maria, who is your favorite Buccaneer of all time? I think it's pretty obvious. You got Mike Allstott. You got Derek Brooks, who's my favorite player, Mr. Derek Brooks. And Simeon Rice, definitely right up there. Work done. Another guy, Cole. Simeon Rice finally getting his flowers. Love it. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go out to Scott with the Rays. Orlando, like I said repeatedly, first they need the money to buy the team. They plan to relocate. They have to have the relocation fee. If the owners approve it, then build the stadium. All equals a pipe dream. Exactly, Scott. Thank you very much for giving us this great platform. Bucs Life, Rays Life, they're even Bolts Life when we talk Bolts. We appreciate it, man. We'll see you soon there. Lions were the number 1 seed, so why did they bring it up? I have no idea. Simeon Rice, 100% the right person for Ring of Honor. Players that need to go in haven't gone in yet. Ricky Bell, Hardy Nickerson, James Wilder. But there's a reason James isn't in yet, a good reason. And yes, Tom Brady too, just for what he did and brought here to get us our 2nd Super Bowl. Great comment, as always.
Wait up, little boy. Wait up.
All right, let's go out to Christopher Cole. Bucs minicamp is next week. There you go, right around the corner. Simeon had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl, numerous pressures that forced Gannon into throwing interceptions. What it all is predicated on, I forgot how great he was in that Super Bowl, but he was definitely great in that postseason, especially versus Donovan McNabb, along with Rondé Barber. But 2 sacks versus Gannon, that's where it all starts. That's where your pressure comes from. When you get that pressure on the quarterback, that's when the timing is ruined, and that's when the quarterback can make those mistakes. 2 sacks, forced fumbles, 6 tackles. Definitely MVP type of numbers. Laugh out loud. Cole. The sign hates you, hates us all. It does. It hates us all. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. I can't nail it in. I have to figure it out. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. I feel like I'm hearing it every 2 seconds falling. Whatever I bought, it's not working. I bought like Stickums. It hasn't stuck. I mean, it just hasn't. It's been falling down, and now it's got cracks in it. Now I got to take it back to Michael's to get it fixed. You have to get your Raymond James Stadium portrait, obviously, because if I talk about Raymond James, that probably won't fall. But when you talk about Tropicana and the Rays doing what Rays do most of every game this season.
How about no?
Then the sign falls for some reason. So I think there's a Rays ghost. Mine is Mike Allstott. There you go, Nissan. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Nissan again, as far as a favorite player. With that being said, let's go ahead and wrap it up here over a 3-hour show, a 3-hour sports talk show, commercial free. Only time I had to play the commercials, put the sign back up again. Thanks a lot to Louie from the Frozen Pirate Podcast, Harry the Greek professional handicapper extraordinaire, best of the Bay, Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy, Mr. Al Bushman of the Rays Rewind Podcast, and of course the legend himself, Mr. Leo Haggerty, former Coach Scout and now media member of Night Sports Productions and Amped Up Sports. We will be back on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock talking what else about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, getting you ready for 2025. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk some Rays. We'll definitely talk some turnbuckle talk. And we got a major surprise for all you webheads out there, all you Tampa Bay sports fans. I will keep it low. Like and subscribe to the Sports Web on YouTube. Friend me on Facebook at Peter H. Blake. And God help me if this sign falls before I get off here. I'm just going to pull all my hair out. 3 things. You know them, you love them, got to have them. We'll keep it down for the roommates. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And for fans of the Sports Web and the Tampa Bay sports fan, it's your time. We'll see you next time on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. As we always say to end the show, go Bucs.